actually behind the plate, Frank. On the bases,
from Don Edwards Park in Newark, Ohio, it is game number 11 as your Xenia Scouts look to pick up their third straight victory here as they make the trip out to Newark to face their former division rivals, the Licking County Settlers. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. You'll hear from Gabe in just a second. The Scouts, they headed over to Lorain County the other day for a doubleheader with the Ironmen and came out victorious in a couple of pitchers' duels by a score of 2-1 and 3-1. And the Scouts, who now find themselves at 4-6 on this 2017 campaign, are looking to pick up win number 3 here, and they're going to send Zach Wallace to the mound to do just that. And Gabe, what are you looking for in tonight's contest from the Scouts?
And hopefully Zach Wallace can keep the pitching up for the Xenia Scouts. That's once again going to be my key to the game. Earlier in the year, we saw the bats kind of they were going for the Scouts. The Scouts were hitting the ball fairly well, but the pitching was giving up big innings early, and it was hard to come back from that. You see in the past couple games against Lorain, even when the bats struggled, fantastic pitching on the mound by Jack Raines, Landon Williams, Caleb Bly, Michael Pineda O'Donnell to close out that second game. So even though the bats never quite woke up for the Scouts, all they needed was 2-3 runs to win those ball games because the pitching was excellent. Hopefully, Zach Wallace can continue that tonight. And then, obviously, one more key is I'm looking for the top of the order to get going for the Scouts tonight. Ben Beachy's been struggling the past few games. Ryan Park back in the lineup. He hasn't got a hit in a few games. Jordan Lambert, only 1 hit in the 2 games at the Ironman. Those top 3 are really going to have to carry the Scouts order as we move through it.
So we're about to get things underway here. Ben Beachy to the plate to lead things off. And the pitcher on the mound for the Licking County Settlers, a teammate and good friend, I believe roommate of Ben Beachy at Otterbein College. That is Craig Prince. Prince comes into the game with a 2.07 ERA, a 1-0 record to show for it. The first pitch of this ball game, that one, a fastball on the inside part of the plate, a called strike 1. Ben Beachy, he comes into the contest with a 286 batting average. A couple of doubles, 9 RBIs. The 0-1 delivery. Check swing, fastball upstairs. Did Beachy go? Appeal to the field umpire says no, he did not. So that evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike here with nobody out. We are just underway here between the Licking County Settlers and your Xenia Scouts. Beachy bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher, Craig Prince. The 1-1 pitch now. That one, once again, finds the inside part of the plate for a called strike. So behind in the count now, 1-2 is Ben Beachy. Beachy will be followed in the order by Ryan Park and Jordan Lambert here at the minimum in the top of the first. The 1-1 or the 1-2 pitch now. And Beachy fouls that one out of play. Down the first base side, we're going to stay at 1-2. The dimensions here at Don Edwards Park, a high fence, 300 to the corners, 380 to dead center. The 1-2 delivery. And curveball just off the plate for a ball, so that evens up the count 2-2. I asked Beachy about Craig Prince. His main description was that man has one of the nastiest sliders that you will see.
It's the first thing that came out of Beachy's mouth.
2-2 pitch now. And that one in there for a called strike 3. Low and inside, got Beachy looking. So he goes down looking for out number 1 of the game. That's the 7th strikeout of the year for Craig Prince. And now with 1 away, it's going to bring Ryan Park to the plate.
And you see Beachy go back to the dugout there, just shaking his head like he knew it was coming. He just couldn't do anything about it.
Park comes into the game, a 250 batting average with 3 RBIs. First pitch to Ryan. That one on the inside, ball 1. Park, the catcher from Point Loma, Nazarene, the native of the great state of California. 1-0 pitch, and Park grounds that one over towards the second baseman, Noah Hahn, who picks it up, throws on over to first in time. Easy out number 2. Mark it down as a 4-3 and 2 up, 2 down here. A nice start going for the Settlers pitcher, Craig Prince.
Number 25, Jordan Lambert.
So with 2 gone, it's going to bring Jordan Lambert up. Lambert, the left fielder tonight. A .324 hitter coming into this game. That is the highest average in the Xenia Scouts lineup. First pitch, a low one inside, ball 1. Lambert, .324, a couple of doubles, 7 RBIs. He has stolen 4 bases on 4 attempts. 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs here. The pitch. And Lambert grounds that one towards second base. Backhand by the second baseman. Hahn throws over to first in time for out number 3. So the Scouts go down in order in the top half of the first. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for Xenia. We have played the top of the first. Still scoreless between the Scouts and the Licking County Settlers. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Craig Lewis.
The bottom of the first inning here at Don Edwards Stadium in Newark, Ohio. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. The Scouts went down in order in the top half of the first, and now Zach Wallace comes to the mound. And his first pitch, fastball, lower inside corner, gonna miss. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. The batter is Craig Lewis. Lewis, the center fielder here for Licking County. He comes into the game with a .349 batting average. That's 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. And he hits a blooper over towards first. The first baseman, Dylan Lottenville, takes it on 1 hop, steps on the bag. And that is out number 1. 3 unassisted in your books. And let's give you the defensive lineup here for the Scouts, because a couple of changes here today. Dylan Lottenville is playing first, Ange Bourgeois at second, Ben Beachy at short, the Joey Roddy at third. Jordan Lambert will be in left field, Francisco Ondina in center, Caden Owens in right, and Ryan Park, the man behind the plate tonight. So now with 1 away, it's going to bring Noah Hahn to the plate. Hahn waits the first pitch, and that one upstairs and outside. Ball number 1. Noah Hahn, the second baseman for Licking County, from Denison University, comes in batting .400. That's with 1 double and 9 RBIs. And he hits that one in the air towards center. Francisco Ondina comes under it, makes the grab, out number 2. So only a couple of pitches necessary here for Zach Wallace to get out number 1 and 2 here in the home half of the first inning. And a quality start from Wallace for the Scouts, whose bullpen is depleted. And that might just be an understatement right there. It would be a great result here for the right-handed pitcher from California. But now with 2 away, Andrew Ivelia comes to the plate. First pitch from Zach Wallace, breaking ball, missing up and in. Ball number 1. Nobody on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Still scoreless between the Scouts and the Settlers. Andrew Ivelia, the left fielder from Bradley University, awaits the 1-0 pitch. And 1-0 up and in again. 2 balls and no strikes. Ivelia on the year, .263 hitter. That's with 3 doubles, 1 home run, and 6 RBIs. He bats from the right side against the righty Zach Wallace. 2-0 pitch and fastball right down the heart of the plate. Moves the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch coming now. And that one's hit high in the air towards left field. Going back is Jordan Lambert, and that ball is gone. A solo shot for Andrew Ivelia has put the first run of the game on the board. That's his second home run of the year, and that gives the Settlers a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
And right away, we're gonna see what happens when you have a 300-foot fence down the lines at Grady's Field. That's probably a fly out to Jordan Lambert, and Lambert playing deeper near the wall at Grady's Field, and with Lambert's speed, he might get to that instead of 300 foot. That ball went around 302, 303, barely cleared the wall.
So first pitch to Luke Shadid, fastball upper outside part of the zone, a call strike 1. It's 1-0 Settlers here. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. 0-1 the count. Wallace delivers. Curveball finds the zone again. A called strike 2. So quickly ahead in this count is Zach Wallace. Wallace had easily retired the first 2 batters of the game before surrendering a solo shot to Andrew Ivelia. 1 batter ago, and the 0-2 pitch, a chopper over towards short. Beachy throws over to first in time for out number 3, but 1 run on 1 hit and nobody left aboard for Licking County. We have played 1 inning of baseball here at Don Edwards Park. The Settlers lead the Scouts by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So we are back here for the top of the second inning. The Scouts trailing 1-0 after a solo home run by Andrew Ivelia. Put the Settlers on the board in the home half of the first. Donald Ring to the plate. First pitch to the Donald. That's a fastball outside part of the plate. A called strike 1. Donald Ring had to sit out a couple of games because of some tenderness in his hand, or in his forearm, I should say, as he watches a fastball this time inside part of the plate for a called strike 2. So Donald behind in the count, 0-2. But Ring back in the lineup today. He hit .273 in 11 at-bats at the beginning of this season. He also drew 2 walks, but the 0-2 pitch now to Ring. Way outside. Ball 1.
And this has been a problem for the whole Xenia Scouts lineup throughout the beginning part of the season. Behind in counts early, it makes it very hard to hit.
1 ball, 2 strikes now. The pitch. And Ring fouls that one on the ground, first base line. We're going to do 1 and 2 all over again. Donald Ring, one of the 3 members of the 2016 Southern Division champion Xenia Scouts that are on this 2017 ball club. Coming off of his sophomore year with the Hillsdale Chargers. The 1-2 pitch. And Ring swings and misses. Ball in the dirt. Trout third strike. Throw over to first. He'll get there easily. So the second strikeout of the day for Craig Prince, and 4 Xenia Scouts in a row retired here to start this ball game.
And once again, that slider Got Beachy in the first inning and gets Ring here in the second. That's going to be a problem for the Scouts all night long.
So now with one away, it's going to bring Joe Roddy to the plate. Roddy from The Ohio State University, batting 100 with 1 RBI. First pitch to Joey. That one comes way inside. That ball on the fists, and Joey would have been hard-pressed to just punch that ball, but he gets out of the way in time. So 1 ball and no strikes to count. 1 away here in the top of the second. 1-0 Licking County is your score. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. A called strike 1 evens the count up, a ball and a strike. Roddy, the native of Boston, Massachusetts, comes here by way of The Ohio State University. The 1-1 pitch now to Joey. Curveball, and that one just off the plate. Moves the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Still looking for the first extra base hit of the year from Joey Roddy. We thought we saw one in the first game at Lorain County, but it was robbed by a super athletic play in left field, and Joey waves and misses, and that count evens up 2 balls, 2 strikes now. And if you talk about Joey Roddy, the problem so far this season has been the strikeout. He has struck out 13 times. That is tops on the Xenia Scouts team. The 2-2 pitch coming now, and Joey waves and misses, strike 3. So Donald Ring and Joey Roddy both go down swinging. Rounds number 1 and 2 of this inning, and now with 2 away, Caden Owen's going to come to the plate.
And I'm curious to see what Caden's approach is here. He's been out of the lineup for a couple games, had some tightness in his wrist. And the lefty, we already mentioned the 300-foot fences. He definitely has the power to take one out of here.
So now Caden Owen steps in. First pitch to Caden. That ball on the inside for a inside part of the plate for a called strike 1. Caden, a .250 hitter on the season. He has 1 double, 1 RBI, and has stolen 1 base. 0-1 the count here with 2 away in the top of the second. Owens bats from the left side against the righty. The 0-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. 0-2 now the count against Owens. Craig Prince just 1 strike away from striking out the Xenia Scouts side here. 0-2 now. Prince looks to the catcher Peck. He sets and delivers. And that one, a fastball missing off the plate. 1-2 moves the count. Owens, who plays his college ball at Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Division I program that made it to the regionals this past season. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Craig Prince strikes out the side. In the top of the second for Xenia, nothing going for the Scouts. No runs on no hits, no balls put in play, so therefore nobody left aboard. We have reached the middle of the second inning. The Scouts trail the Settlers by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Sebastian Samuels.
To the bottom of the second we go. The Scouts trailing Licking County by a score of 1-0. First pitch from Zach Wallace is hit in the air to deep right center field. Chasing back is Francisco Andina on the run. He's going to make the catch on the run. right at the warning track in right center field. Francisco Andina, we have seen him do it time and time again these last couple of days, just covering so much ground down there in center field. And Andina, a guy who had a slow start to the season on the plate, definitely picking up his performance at the plate and definitely making up for it with his performance in the field.
I wouldn't take him out of center field all year long. Francisco Andina, you can see him. He's playing pretty shallow in center right now, but with his speed, he can get to almost anything at the warning track.
So one out here in the bottom of the second. First pitch curveball from Zach Wallace finds the zone, a called strike one. The batter is James Peck. Peck comes into the ball game batting $158, one double and a couple of RBIs. The catcher from Flagler College. The 0-1 pitch. And that one is fouled high, first base side. Dylan Lottenville, the first baseman, is going to run to the fence, but watch it fly. So called that strike number 2 on the foul ball. And Zach Wallace ahead on James Peck, a guy who already has struck out 9 times this season. Good candidate for Wallace to pick up his first punch out of the day. So 0-2 here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Wallace, the 0-2 pitch. And that one, curveball, bouncing in the dirt in front of the plate. The count's going to move 1-2. The 1-2 pitch coming now. Swing and just got a piece of that, did James Peck. Fouls it straight back into the plate. The count's going to stay 1 ball, 2 strikes. Talked to Zach Wallace before the game, and you know, such an interesting guy. I said, Zach, who are you playing for tonight? He said, I'm doing it for the Elk. Didn't give any further explanation than that. He said he's doing it for the Elk. So maybe he's a member of the Elks Lodge? Or maybe there could be meaning behind that.
I have absolutely no idea what that means, but that's interesting.
1 ball, 2 strikes now. The pitch. And that one, a chopper over towards Benvici. He takes it on 1 hop, throws over to first in time for out number 2. So Benvici fields the fast chopper, and for the second inning in as many played. An easy first couple of outs here for Zach Wallace.
Designated hitter number 2, Michael Piscors.
So now with 2 away, it's going to bring Michael Piscors to the plate. Piscors, a .333 hitter. That's 5 for 15 on the season. No extra base hits. He does have 1 RBI. He bats from the right side against the righty Wallace. First pitch curveball finds the zone. A called strike 1. 0-1 the count now. 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Licking County leads the Scouts by a score of 1-0. The only run on the day surrendered by Wallace. The only hit of the day against Wallace. A solo home run by Andrew Ivilia in the bottom of the first inning. And Wallace goes curveball again, gets Piscors to chase on the outside. So Wallace ahead in this count, 0-2 again, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. The 0-2 pitch coming now. Wallace just off the plate, trying to get Piscors to maybe chase upstairs and away. But all that counts for is ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now. Wallace looking for his first punch out of the day still. The 1-2 pitch, and that one's fouled hard. First base side, we're going to stay at 1-2.
Please remember to return all foul balls to the Settlers dugout. Thank you.
The 1-2 pitch again. Ooh, and Wallace once again just missing very, very close if he missed it all game.
I thought that one caught the outside edge. A lot of fans here did as well. Now Wallace in a 2-2 count, going to have to stay poised, get this out.
And time is called there after a long pause there from Wallace. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. With 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Wallace, the 2-2 pitch. And that one a flare, and that's just going to drop in front of Caden Owens in right field. So Michael Piscors has himself a base hit, and 1 on and 2 outs now as Wallace Unfortunately, after getting ahead in that count, 0-2, not able to put away Michael Piscors.
And a good piece by Piscors there, just poking that outside fastball into right field. Caden Owens, it dropped just in front of him. I don't think he would have got there with the dive, so a smart play by Owens there to keep the ball in front of him. But there's 2 down, and hopefully Zach Wallace can get out of the second here quickly.
So now Miguel Pimentel to the plate. Pimentel, 267 on the year. His only extra base hit, a home run. He has 3 RBIs. Pickoff attempt from Zach Wallace. Pimentel, the third baseman from Lee University. This past year at Lee University, Pimentel hit .296, 5 doubles, 1 home run. That's with 14 RBIs. Lee finished 27-23 on the year. And Lee University, clearly a school with a talented music program, because when we looked at the famous alumni on their website, it was mostly just American Idol and The Voice contestants, and also Scott Stapp, the lead singer of Creed. And that pitch comes way inside, so 2 balls and no strikes now to Miguel Pimentel. 1 on and 2 outs here in the home half of the second. 2-0 the count to Miguel Pimentel. Wind blowing slightly out towards left field. 2-0 pitch, that one just on the black, catching the outside part of the plate, that should say, and 2 balls, 1 strike moves the count here. The 2-1. In there for a called strike 2. So after falling behind 2-0, Wallace pounding the strike zone a couple of times and evens things up. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Wallace, the 2-2 pitch. And that one is skied high, a towering fly ball towards left field. Jordan Lambert's calling for it. He'll make the grab for out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left for the Settlers in the bottom of the second. We have played 2 innings of baseball. Licking County leads the Scouts by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Can't laugh at yourself. Who can? So we got
To the third inning of play we go. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. The Scouts trailing this game by a score of 1-0. And Craig Prince, the righty on the mound for Licking County, he has had his way with Xenia so far. 3 strikeouts in the last one. And his first pitch, fastball outside part of the plate, gets Ange Bourgeois to swing and miss. Bourgeois, a .250 hitter on the year. That's with 1 double, 1 triple, and a couple of RBIs. The 0-1 pitch. And Ange tries to check his swing, but that one finding the zone anyway. A called strike 2. So like Gabe mentioned in the last time the Scouts came to the plate, getting behind in the count has been an issue. And Ange Bourgeois, another Scout behind in this count, 0-2 right here. The 0-2 pitch. And Ange fouls that one back over the plate. 0-2, the count will stay. It's Bourgeois, Lawtonville, and Ondina due up for the Scouts here in the top of the third. Xenia still looking for their first hit their first base runner even of this young ball game.
And I expect the slider here from Craig.
Craig Prince. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one low and in. The count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And a good hold from Bourgeois. Almost all of those sliders have been low and into these hitters, and they've chased because it looks like a fastball until it gets about 3/4 of the way to the plate.
The 1-2 pitch now. That one way off the plate. The count will even up 2-2.
So unless that slider starts outside, it's going to hook back over the plate if it starts outside. If it starts inside, I'd be very careful with these Scouts hitters not to swing. They've been chasing early, though.
2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. And that one, was that the slider again? The slider comes low and in. Ball 3. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out here. Ange Bourgeois versus Craig Prince. Prince serves up the 3-2. And that one in there for a called strike 3. A very liberal definition of the strike zone, it seems. Has our home plate umpire, Brian Fick, but going down looking is Ange Bourgeois. That's the 4th strikeout in a row by Craig Prince, the 5th of the ball game for the Licking County Settler starting pitcher here. Did you think that was a strike, Gabe?
I thought that was just off the plate, but if he's going to call it, you got to be ready for it.
You got to be ready. So Lawtonville to the plate. First pitch, he hammers it. Foul ball straight back. And Lawtonville just missing that one. Dylan, the first baseman from Hillsdale, a 115 hitter on the year, 1 double, 1 RBI. He has drawn 7 walks. The 0-1 pitch, and that one, fastball there, finds the outside corner. So same old story, same old song and dance. Xenia scout hitter behind in this count, 0-2 against Craig Prince. Prince the 0-2, and that one comes way inside, and that one's going to plunk Lawtonville right on the chest. So Dylan Lawtonville will take his free 90 feet, and the Scouts have their first base runner of the game.
Lawtonville obviously trying to get out of the way of that one. No chance. That ball, as you mentioned, hit him square in his side rib area. And now with Andina up, you got a runner on with 1 out. Andina leads this team in on-base percentage. Let's see if he can get on here.
So Francisco Andina to the plate. Dylan Lawtonville at first, 1 out here. Andina's going to square up to bunt, but pull back. His first pitch was way up and way out. 1-0 goes the count. Andina from Spring Arbor College, the native of Puerto Rico. The 1-0. And showing bunt, but pulling back again is Francisco Andina. So 2 balls, no strikes to the count now. Andina, like you said, he has been able to get on base. Gabe said it, the team leader in on-base percentage. Also, I believe the team leader in walks with 11. 2-0 here. Lawtonville leads from first. The 2-0 pitch. Low and in. 3 balls, no strikes to Francisco Andina.
And it's going to be tough here for Prince to throw 3 straight strikes to the 5'8 Andina.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be obviously not swinging on 3-0. I might not even take a hack on 3-1 either if he can get this over.
3-0. That one does find the zone, lower outside part of it. 3 balls, 1 strike. Andina was squaring up to bunt earlier. On 3-1, that's still very much a viable option. Third baseman Miguel Pimentel playing a little bit in as pickoff attempt over to first, not in time to get Lawtonville.
And Prince kind of got Lawtonville off guard there a little bit. He didn't have a far lead, but he was leaning the other way, and Lawtonville had to take a huge step back.
Yeah, he looked like exactly like you said. He looked like he was caught kind of off guard. 3-1 now. And here's the pitch. And that one finds the zone yet again. Strike number 2. So after falling behind in this count against Francisco Andina, 3-0, Craig Prince continues to do what he's been doing all day, and that's throwing strikes. So 3 balls and 2 strikes the count now. Andina's going to call time. Andina bats from the left side. against the right-handed pitcher, Craig Prince.
And Prince has dropped 2 straight pitches right in there at the knees. I would not be surprised to see a fastball once again.
The 3-2 pitch, the runner Lawtonville goes, swing and a miss. The throw over to second will not be in time to get Dylan Lawtonville. So striking out swinging is Francisco Andina, but Dylan Lawtonville swipes a bag, and with 2 outs, the Scouts have a runner in scoring position.
And that was that slider once again to Andina, low and away. That slider bounced once again in the dirt, but it looks, the slider is very, very good, just as Ben Beachy, who's at the plate now, was talking about before the game. It looks like a fastball until it gets to about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way there, and then it just dives down, and there's nothing you can do about it as a hitter.
So first pitch to Ben Beachy. That one finds the zone at called strike 1.
And that's the pitch you got to jump on if you're the Scouts. A first pitch fastball, I don't care where it is on the plate. If it's in the strike zone, a first pitch fastball, I'd be jumping on that one.
And if you're Craig Prince, what a start so far. The 0-1 pitch, that one finds the zone again. So Ben Beachy now behind in this count, 0-2 with 2 outs. Dylan Lawtonville over at second. The Scouts trailing 1-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Trying to get some help, any help, for their starting pitcher, Zach Wallace. And time is called here. Beachy said it best. He talked about that nasty slider. Like Gabe said earlier, the first words that came out of his mouth, we told them that we were facing his Otterbein teammate tonight. The 0-2 pitch. And Beachy rips that one into left field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Rolling to the wall is the ball. Coming around third and heading home is Dylan Lawtonville. Ben Beachy is headed for second, and he will get there standing. An RBI double from Ben Beachy off his teammate Craig Prince. Puts the Scouts on the board. We are all tied up at 1. And like the great Dave Naw says, nobody no-hits the Scouts.
And a heck of a time for the first hit as well for the Scouts tonight. Beachy did exactly what he had to do. He took the off-speed pitch on 0-2 and drove it down the left field line. And with the left fielder Avila playing more toward the left center field gap, that ball, like you said, rolled all the way to the wall, and Ben Beachy picks up his team-leading 10th RBI.
So now Ryan Park to the plate. First pitch to Ryan in the dirt inside. 1 ball, no strikes the count. So the first hit of the game, the first run of the game, all at the same time here for the Scouts, and now it's still a runner in scoring position with Beachy over at second, and 2 outs here for Ryan Park. Park grounded out to second his first time up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball outside, missing. 2 balls, no strikes to Park. Park bats from the left side against the southpaw Craig Prince. The 2-0 pitch. High ball 3, so 3 straight balls from Craig Prince. And it is unlikely that Ryan Park will have the green light here with a 3-0 count and Jordan Lambert in the on-deck circle. The 3-0 pitch. The get me across does just that. Right down the heart of the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike now with 2 away. Park came into the game a .250 hitter with 3 RBIs. Anything to the outfield would tack on RBI number 4 right here. The 3-1 pitch. And that one hits the outside part of the plate. Called strike 2, so the count moves full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And it's not often you see a breaking ball on a 3-1 count, but Prince is very confident in that pitch to get it over the plate. Curious to see what he comes with on 3-2.
It'll be interesting to see that slider again. The 3-2 pitch, and that one is ripped fair into right field. Ryan Park has himself a hit. Coming around third and heading home is Ben Beachy. Ryan Park heads to second, and he will get there standing. An RBI double off the bat of Ryan Park gives the Scouts a 2-1 lead in this ball game, and Craig Prince had retired the first 7 Xenia Scouts he faced. But once he hit Dylan Lawtonville with a pitch, it was followed by a strikeout from Francisco Andina, where Dylan Lawtonville stole a bag. And with 2 strikes in the count, Ben Beachy with the RBI double. On a full count, Ryan Park with an RBI double. And just like that, the Scouts find themselves in the lead, and they're still going. Jordan Lambert to the plate. First pitch to Jordan. That one low and inside, ball number 1. Lambert, his first time up, grounded out over to second. The Scouts leader in batting average coming into this contest. The 1-0. Low and in yet again. 2 balls and no strikes. Lambert bats from the left side against the righty. The left fielder from the University of Tennessee at Martin. Here's 2-0. Low and in for a third straight pitch. So 3 pitches, all of them missing at the feet on the inside.
We saw Prince get behind 3-0 to Andina, get behind 3-0 to Park, and now 3-0 to Lambert. I would not be surprised to see Lambert have the green light here in 3-0.
I would be. As the Get Me Across does just that fastball, about chest high, outside part of the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike here. The runner at second, Ryan Park, 2 away here in the top of the third. The Scouts lead this ball game by a score of 2-1. The 3-1 pitch, big swing there from Jordan Lambert, and the count moves full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. The Scouts have managed themselves a little bit of a 2-out rally with a couple of straight extra base hits off of the Licking County starter, Craig Prince, who looked so dominant his first time through the order. The 3-2 pitch. And Lambert swings, misses, drop third strike, throw over to first in time. Out number 3, but the Scouts manage a couple. 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 man left aboard. We have reached the middle of the third inning. The Xenia Scouts lead the Licking County Settlers by a score of 2-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Here is $1 off for the next inning. Now batting for your Settlers, number 9.
To the bottom of the third we go, and Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi, and as the Scouts take a 2-1 lead in the top of the third, Zach Wallace will be out for his third inning of work. He will face the 9, 1, and 2 spots in Licking County's order. First pitch fastball finds the zone. A called strike 1. The batter is Carl Turner. Turner, the right fielder from Seton Hill University, comes in with a .316 batting average, a double, a triple, a home run, and 4 RBIs. He bats from the right side against the righty Wallace. 0-1 curveball right down the heart of the plate at called strike 2. So that curveball working here early for Zach Wallace. He finds himself ahead in this count. No balls and 2 strikes to the 9-hitter, Carl Turner. The 0-2 pitch. Ooh, and that one comes way upstairs, and looks like that one plunked Carl Turner on the back. And if it didn't,
I think it hit the home plate umpire.
yeah, actually it hit the home plate umpire.
It did look like it might have hit the batter Turner, though.
Yeah, it looks like Turner ducked and it caught the umpire there. So the home plate umpire, Brian Fick, is going to shake it off, take a walk here. The count now, I assume, 1 ball, 2 strikes. unless somehow that ball caught a piece of the bat, which I highly doubt that it did. So 1-2 now to Turner, as Ryan Park goes out and has a word with Zach Wallace here, the two California natives working together in this contest. Defensively for the Scouts, reminder, it's Lawtonville at first, Bourgeois at second, Beachy at short, Roddy at third. Lambert in left, Ondina in second, or in center, and Owens in right. The catcher is Ryan Park. He awaits the 0-2 pitch and swung on and missed. Check swing, drop third strike. Throw over to first in time. The first strikeout of the day for Zach Wallace, and one away here in the bottom of the third. It's going to be back to the top of the order for this Licking County lineup, and it's Craig Lewis coming to the plate. Lewis, a Seton Hill teammate of the man who just struck out, Carl Turner. Lewis came into this game batting .349. Like I said earlier, 4 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs, a team-high 11 RBIs. First pitch, that one fastball, low and away, ball number 1. His first time up, Lewis grounded out to the first baseman, Dylan Lawtonville. The 1-0 pitch. High upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes is the count. At Seton Hill this year, Craig Lewis, a .379 average, 21 doubles, 3 triples, 4 home runs, 33 RBIs. 2-0, and that one is skied high in the air to left field. Jordan Lambert's calling for it. Cloudy day. Let's see if he can find it. He does just that. Makes the grab. Out number 2. So for the 3rd inning in a row, Zach Wallace has retired the first 2 batters he has seen.
And that seems to be the pattern. But in the first inning, batter number 3 hit the solo shot. That was the 3-hole Avila. And then last inning, the 3rd batter up his course hit the single. So the only 2 hits off of Zach Wallace tonight have been in the 3rd batter in the inning.
So Noah Hahn to the plate. Hahn 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to center his first time up. First pitch from Wallace. That one, breaking ball on the inside. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Hahn from Denison University came into this game batting .400. Only 1 extra base hit, so Hahn can be classified as a single hitter as he fouls the 1-0 pitch out of play, third base side. Even to count 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 away here in the home half of the third. The Scouts leading the Settlers by a score of 2-1. Hahn bats from the left side against the righty. 1-1 pitch, and that one's lined right in the glove of Ben Beachy for out number 3. So the first 1-2-3 inning of the day for Zach Wallace. And another scoreless frame for the righty from the great state of California. We have played 3 innings of baseball here in Newark, Ohio. The Scouts lead the Settlers by a score of 2-1. Gabe Genovesi is going to take you for the middle 3. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
To the top half of the 4th inning we go here at Don Edwards Park in Licking County, Ohio. A 2-1 Xenia Scouts lead over the Licking County Settlers as Donald Ring leads it off for the Scouts here in the top half of the 4th inning. He fouls the first pitch back. No balls and 1 strike. Ring, his first time up, struck out in the second inning, the second victim of Craig Prince tonight. Now the 0-1 to Donald Ring. Another foul ball straight back behind the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Craig Prince from Otterbein University. In his sophomore campaign with Otterbein, a 2.25 ERA and a 7-4 record and 14 appearances for the Cardinals. Now the 0-2 to Ring. A fastball high above the head. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the junior from Hillsdale College. Ring 3 for 11 coming into tonight. Has been out the past few games with a little forearm injury, and now he'll call time and step out of the box. Ring in the designated hitter spot tonight as Ryan Park is behind the plate. The 1-2 pitch to Ring. A curveball, a check swing, fouled off down the third base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes stays the count.
And the part of the order that's coming up to the plate in this inning, guaranteed, and Donald Ring, Joey Roddy, and Caden Owens all struck out swinging their first time up back in the second. So let's see how these guys can rebound their second time through the order here.
Now the 1-2, a fastball, a swing and a miss, and Ring goes down swinging for the second time today. The 8th strikeout of the evening for Craig Prince, and we're not even through 4 innings.
And Craig Prince, who is kind of the interesting way to look at it here. In 8 2/3 innings pitched, he had only struck out 6 coming into this game. Well, you know, through 3 1/3 here, he struck out 8. But through 8 2/3, he'd also allowed 2 earned runs. He's already allowed 2 earned runs here.
Roddy, ground ball up the middle. The play made by the shortstop, Shadid. He fires across the diamond, and Roddy is retired for out number 2.
Great play defensively by the shortstop, Luke Shadid there. That ball, if that had just a little more heat on it, could have been a ground ball up the middle, but just slowly developing there. And the shortstop, Shadid, all over it, quickly makes the throw on the run, and 2 away quickly here for Craig Prince in the top of the 4th.
Yep, Owens for the Scouts. He struck out his first time up in the second inning, as you mentioned, one of those swinging victims. Owens the lefty, Prince the righty. The first pitch. A fastball catches the outside edge. No balls and 1 strike to Caden Owens. Owens 6 for 24 coming into today, a .250 batting average. A .333 on base percentage for Owens. 3 walks along with the 6 hits, and now he takes a fastball high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Caden Owens has played 6 games thus far this year for the Scouts. He's reached base in 5 of them. The 1-1 pitch to Owens. A fastball at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Prince looking for his 9th strikeout of the evening. The 1-2 pitch to Owens. A swing and a foul ball behind the plate on a fastball at the eyes. 1 ball and 2 strikes stays the count. Caden Owens, the native of Jenks, Oklahoma. The 1-2 pitch. A slider low and inside. 2-2 the count. A notable major leaguer from Jenks, Oklahoma, Josh Johnson. 2-time All-Star. The 2010 NL ERA leader.
Back with the Marlins.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung and a high foul ball will go out of play down the third baseline. We'll do 2-2 all over again.
And Owens just getting back into the groove. He was on the shelf for a couple days, like we said, with I think it was a number of different ailments, kind of.
He was telling me about his wrist. He got an X-ray and cleared to play today.
So Owens feeling good. A guy with all the tools. He can be used in the outfield, at the plate, and, of course, on the pitcher's mound when it comes to the 9th inning.
The 2-2 pitch. Down low below the knees. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Caden Owens. And he's really, it's nice to see Caden Owens back in the lineup. You mentioned there's so many things for this Scouts team. Can play anywhere in the outfield. We've seen him in center and right thus far this year. He's been a closer on the mound as well. Now the 3-2. A slider in there. Strike 3 at the knees. Owens goes down for the second time today. The 9th strikeout of the night for Craig Prince. And nothing doing for the Scouts here in the 4th inning. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4th. 2-1 is the Scouts lead. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom half of the 4th inning we go here at Don Edwards Park. A 2-1 Xenia Scouts lead over the Licking County Settlers. As we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning, Andrew Avila leads it off for the Settlers. He homered back in the 1st inning, the only run of the day for the Settlers. Now the first pitch to Avila, curveball at the knees for strike 1. As Zach Wallace is still on the mound for the Scouts. Avila 10 for 38 coming into tonight's ball game, a .263 average. The homer in the 1st inning was his 2nd of the season. The 0-1 pitch, and it hit him on the front elbow, and now.
It looks like that caught the bat, maybe?
The home plate umpire, Brian Fick, will go and talk about it with the field umpire, Justin Birch, as Avila is claiming he got hit, and he did. And now,
I mean, that man would have to be a real good actor to fake that that would be, if he's faking it, good for him. That was pretty convincing work there. Zach Wallace just going out and having a word with the home plate umpire, Brian Fick, and now Bubba Cates is out.
Yeah, Wallace and Cates don't like the call. As he did start to swing the bat,
that is what you would think would be the issue.
He started to swing, not even close to going around, but it might have hit the knob of the bat, and that's what Cates is arguing. That's what Zach Wallace is talking to the field umpire, Justin Birch, about. Due up for the Settlers will be Luke Shadid. Shadid grounded out to Beachy at short in the 1st inning, and boy, could Zach Wallace use another ground ball to the middle infield again.
Yeah, the 6-4-3 double play would be definitely something Wallace is looking for here. You're looking at Shadid so far this season, yet to hit into a double play.
Shadid 3rd on this Settlers team in hits with 12. He's 12 for 33 on the year, as the curveball from Wallace misses low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Luke Shadid, 18th in the Great Lakes League in average with the .364 average. And now the 1-0 misses below the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Zach Wallace.
And if you look on your cameras, guys, out to center field, the wind really blowing out towards left now.
And now Wallace throws over to first. Avila gets back in time. 2 balls and no strikes to the batter, Luke Shadid. And you mentioned the wind. We have some dark clouds rolling in from right field.
Don't worry. Meteorologist Andrew Alix is.
The 2-0 is lined toward left. Lambert makes the grab just shy of the warning track. And there's one down here in the bottom half of the 4th inning for the Settlers.
And with that wind down to left field just off the bat, your worry is maybe there's a chance there. But if you're a guy like Donald Ring, if you're a guy like Dylan Lottenville, who have the power, especially in school ball with the metal bat, a little bit of wind out to the outfield definitely could be of benefit to those guys. But we're just going to check out the hourly forecast here, see if I can get you an insight on what this game is going to look like going forward.
The first pitch to the batter, Sebastian Samuels, is low and away. It gets past Park, and Avila will move to second. On the wild pitch from Zach Wallace, his first of the game. Sebastian Samuels flew out to Andina in center field his first time up in the second inning. That was the deep fly ball that Andino went and grabbed at the warning track. Now a duck on the pond for Sebastian Samuels. The 1-0 pitch. A fastball inside, a swing and a miss, strike one.
Wallace just tying up Sebastian Samuels there. High and inside. Even with the count 1-1 here.
Samuels leads this Settlers team in strikeouts, 11 strikeouts on the year. Now the 1-1 pitch, a curveball below the knees, 2 balls and 1 strike to Sebastian Samuels.
And Gabe, according to weather.com, it's not going to start raining until midnight.
I don't know if I believe weather.com right now.
I mean, weather.com has not been reliable in the past. So, we'll see. The eye test is certainly daunting right now with these dark clouds over left field.
The 2-1 misses low and away on a fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike to Sebastian Samuels.
Samuels has 2 home runs on the year already. Certainly a threat. Don't want to give him anything too easy here if you're Zach Wallace.
The 3-1 will not be delivered quite yet as Wallace looks back at second. Avila scrambles back. Wallace takes the signal from Park. The 3-1, a fastball, a high fly ball hit to Owens in right. He'll come in on it and make the throw into third. It's cut off by Beachy, a rocket arm from Caden Owens in right field, and there's 2 down here in the 4th.
And if you're Andrew Ifilia over at second, Owens' arm must have been somewhat of a surprise. He was considering, tagging up from second and heading for third. Owens' throw almost got to the cutoff man in time to get Ifilia back at second, and he was only a couple steps off the back.
Caden Owens was begging Ivilia to go in right field.
Sure.
And that'll bring up James Peck, the catcher tonight for the Settlers. He grounded out to Beachy at short his last time up in the second inning. Peck now 3 for 20 on the year. The first pitch from Wallace, a fastball away, 1 ball and no strikes to James Peck. Peck just finished his freshman year at Flagler College. Got 3 at-bats for the Saints, struck out in all 3 of them. The 1-0, a fastball fouled off behind the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And if you're Peck, guy who has struck out 9 times already this season, struck out 3 times in as many at-bats, if you're Zach Wallace, there may be some weaknesses that you could expose here, Gabe.
Ivilia stands on second. The 1-1 pitch, a good block from Park on an off-speed pitch low in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike on James Peck. Peck, the righty. Again, 300 down the lines here at Don Edwards Park. 380 to dead center. The 2-1, a fastball fouled off back toward the Settlers' dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes to James Peck. 2-1, the Xenia Scouts lead over the Settlers as we're here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 2 outs, 1 on for Licking County. Andrew Avila on second base. James Peck at the plate. The 2-2 pitch. A curveball high, 3 balls and 2 strikes to James Peck. And that curveball just didn't drop the way Zach Wallace wanted it to. Finished way above the chin.
Big pitch here if you're Zach Wallace.
Avila will be running at second. 3-2, 2 down. The payoff pitch from Wallace. A curveball chopped towards second base. Bourgeois makes the play at second, fires to Lawtonville, and that'll do it for the Settlers here in the 4th. Wallace hits Avila to start the inning. Then it's Shadid and Samuels to fly out, Peck to ground out. Nothing doing for the Settlers in the 4th. We'll head to the top half of the 5th. The Scouts lead 2-1 in the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the top half of the 5th inning we go here at Don Edwards Park in Licking County, Ohio. A 2-1 Xenia Scouts lead over the Licking County Settlers as we head to the top half of the 5th inning. Craig Prince still on the mound for the Settlers. Ange Bourgeois will lead it off for the Scouts, followed by Dylan Lawtonville and Francisco Andina, the 7-8-9 hitters for the Scouts, as a curveball drops in at the knees to Bourgeois. No balls and 1 strike. Bourgeois struck out looking his first time up in the 3rd, the 5th victim of Prince at the time. And now Bourgeois will lay down a bunt down the 3rd baseline. It rolls foul. And the count's 0-2 on Ange Bourgeois. Bourgeois has reached base in all 8 games played in this year. 3 multi-hit games for the Scouts. That's tied for the lead on the Scouts team. Bourgeois the lefty, Prince the righty. The 0-2 pitch, low and way inside. It almost hit Bourgeois. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Craig Prince has been dominant tonight on the mound. 9 Xenia Scouts have gone down swinging and looking. Now the 1-2 pitch, a ground ball toward the second baseman, Hahn. He makes the play and flips over to the first baseman, Samuels. There's 1 down here in the 5th.
And that is now 5 in a row retired here by Craig Prince, who, if you look at it, if you look at his line so far, if you look at his performance, his only hiccup, 2 doubles in a row, 1 from Beachy, 1 from Ryan Park, that brought in Dylan Lawtonville, who was hit by a pitch. That's the difference in this ball game. Otherwise, he has been absolutely dominant.
Lawtonville to the plate for the Scouts. Dylan takes a hack at a fastball inside, chops it foul down the third baseline. No balls and 1 strike. Lawtonville, as you mentioned, hit by a pitch his first time up in the third inning, came around to score on the RBI double from Ben Beachy. Lawtonville waves the bat over his back shoulder. Now the 0-1. Another fastball chopped foul, and Lawtonville's behind the count 0-2.
The strikeout's been a problem for Lawtonville as well. But like I said earlier, if you can give him something to hit here with the wind blowing out towards left, he has been just so close a couple of times at Grady's Field, and that's a deeper ballpark than this.
Lawtonville's hit a couple balls, 330, 340 this year. The 0-2 was slider away, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dylan Lawtonville. Lawtonville has been victim of that strikeout 9 times this far this year. That's third on the Xenia Scouts team. Lawtonville steps back in. The 1-2 pitch from Craig Prince. A slider low and in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lawtonville. 2-1, the Xenia Scouts lead here in the top of the 5th inning here in Licking County. An RBI double from Ben Beachy, an RBI double from Ryan Park in the third. Scored the only 2 runs of the game for the Scouts. A solo shot from Andrew Ivila in the first scored the only run of the game for the Settlers as a breaking ball misses low to Lawtonville. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It looked like Craig Prince wanted that call there. Kind of looking to do that little swaggy turnaround after getting him looking, but no cigar, says the home plate umpire, Brian Frisk. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count now. Lawtonville looking for something to hit.
The 3-2 to Prince. A swing and a miss at a slider in the dirt. And Lawtonville goes down for the 10th time this year, and that's Craig Prince's 10th strikeout of the evening.
And we are only 2 outs into the 4th inning, and you talk about a dominant performance, one to hang your hat on. Craig Prince has looked so good so far, and now Francisco Andina, one of the many strikeout victims of Craig Prince in this game, is going to come to the plate.
The first pitch to Andina. Andina squares to bunt. He fouls it off behind the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Andina was the 6th victim of Prince back in the 3rd inning. Francisco Andina came into this game, 11 walks, a .444 on base percentage. Both lead the Xenia Scouts team. The 11 walks for Andina, 7th in the Great Lakes League. The 0-1 to Francisco Andina, a curveball in there at the knees, strike 2. And Craig Prince continues to get ahead of these Xenia Scouts hitters and to dominate here through 5 innings. The 0-2 pitch, a fastball chopped toward the shortstop, Shadid. He makes the play on 2 hops, fires across the diamond, and Andina is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Craig Prince. And we'll head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Scouts lead the Settlers 2-1. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the home half of the 5th inning we go here at Don Edwards Park. The Settlers come up to the plate with their 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Michael Piscourse will lead it off for the Settlers. Zach Wallace still on the mound for the Scouts with a 2-1 lead here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The first pitch to Piscourse, he squares the bunt, takes a ball outside, 1-0. And now with Piscourse scoring the bunt, Lawtonville will come in and play even with the baseline. Joey Roddy will play a couple steps in front of third base. The 1-0 pitch, a fastball inside, strike one. Roddy at the hot corner, Ben Beachy at short, Ange Bourgeois at second. Dylan Lawtonville at first for the Scouts. Lambert, Ondina, and Owens, the outfield left to right for Xenia. The 1-1 pitch, a bunt high and foul behind the plate. And Zach Wallace is ahead in the count, 1-2 on Michael Piscourse.
And we talk about how well Craig Prince has pitched on the other side, but Zach Wallace having himself a day as well. Just a couple of hits allowed, one of them being obviously the solo home run in the bottom of the first that put Licking County on the board. But since then, 3 straight scoreless innings. It's only allowed 1 hit.
The 1-2, a swing and a miss on a curveball in the dirt. Park picks it up, fires to first. Lawtonville scoops it out of the dirt, and there's 1 down here in the 5th.
And good job by Lawtonville scooping that out of the dirt, because that actually almost ended up being a lot worse than it could have been.
The throw from Park a little low, and it actually looked like Lawtonville might have lost it for a second, but kept it in his glove, and there's 1 down.
All's well that ends well game.
Miguel Pimentel steps up to the plate. He flew out to the left fielder, Jordan Lambert, in the 2nd inning. A curveball from Wallace, high at the chin, 1 ball and no strikes. Pimentel from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. And now the 1-0 fouled back toward the Settlers' dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike to Miguel Pimentel.
You know, Gabe, I kind of liked being the only team with the Dominican kid. That's sad. We got Dominican guy. I like our Dominican guy more though. Jorge is a boy. But we'll have to see when he comes back, because Jorge a little bit banged up as well, right?
The 1-1 pitch, a fastball high and tight. 2 balls and 1 strike to Miguel Pimentel.
And that one was a little bit of chin music there from Zach Wallace. Very high and very tight.
Now the 2-1 pitch, low and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Miguel Pimentel. Pimentel came into tonight 8 for 30 on the air, 267 average. Now the 3-1 low and inside. He's on with a 1-out walk.
That's the first walk issued of the day by Zach Wallace. He did hit Andrew Villa with the pitch back in the 4th. But the first base on balls, and now 1 on and 1 out. And a big spot here for Zach Wallace with the 9-1-2. Waiting for Licking County with a duck on the pond here.
Carl Turner comes up to the plate. He was the first strikeout victim of the night to Zach Wallace back in the 3rd inning. Turner, the sophomore from Seton Hill University, as Wallace throws over to first. Turner came into tonight tied for 33rd in the league in runs scored with 8. And he's one of 30 players in the Great Lakes League with a triple thus far. And he'll square to bunt. He lays 1 foul down the 3rd baseline. No balls and 1 strike to Carl Turner. 2-1, the Xenia Scouts lead over the Settlers here in the bottom half of the 5th inning at Don Edwards Park in Licking County, Ohio.
That was just pitch number 60 from Zach Wallace there. So he is moving deep into this game, but if he can continue to pitch well, he still has some time left.
Miguel Pimentel on first after the walk. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. The 0-1 to Carl Turner. A curveball slammed high and deep into left field. Lambert chasing and makes the over-the-shoulder grab at the warning track. And now Bourgeois gets the ball at second. Pimentel slides back into first safe. But that ball looks like it had a shot, and Jordan Lambert makes the great over-the-shoulder grab on the warning track.
And that's just like we talked about, Gabe, with the wind blowing out towards left field, coming off the bat. The first thought, but looks like actually, Gabe, we might have missed something there.
And now the scouts are going to run off the field, and
They're good. Maybe it looks like maybe.
And my only guess is Pimentel was maybe not paying attention off the bag, and Lottenville tagged him.
That's all I can think of. That's all I can think of, because Pimentel looks befuddled. Oh, maybe.
Okay, and now an unofficial ruling here in the press box,
which will end up being official based on the point streak.
Pimentel took off all the way around second on the deep fly ball, and on his way back to first, we don't think he touched second base. So Bourgeois, after the throw-in from Lambert, touched second, and they call him out. And we're going to head to the top half of the sixth inning. And do you have an out-of-town scoreboard for us, Andrew?
I can get you an out-of-town scoreboard right now. The out-of-town scoreboard presented by Snap Fitness. Snap Fitness, the official 24-hour fitness location of the Xenia Scouts. It is the doubleheader today in Cincinnati between Grand Lake and the Cincinnati Steam. The first game went to the Steam by a score of 4-3. They're in the second game right now. It's the bottom of the fourth. The Steam and the Mariners are all locked up at 1. The top of the third in St. Clair, Canada. And the Lake Erie Monarchs beating the St. Clair Green Giants by a score of 3-2. It's the bottom of the fourth in Lima. The Lima Locos and the Hamilton Joes still scoreless. Top of the fifth between the Copperheads and the Galleon Graders. It's been all Graders so far. 4-0 is the score. And in our game, of course, it's 2-1. And the only game left to play is Muskegon Clippers and Irish Hills Leprechauns. We will get you updates on all these games as they come. Now back to Gabe with the top of the sixth.
So the top half of the sixth inning we go here at Don Edwards Park. A 2-1 Xenia Scouts lead over the Licking County Settlers as Ben Beachy leads off the top of the sixth for the Scouts. He takes a ball inside. And then a strike also on the inside part of the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike to Ben Beachy. Craig Prince still on the mound for the Settlers. The 1-1 to Beachy, a fastball just off the outside edge. 2 balls and 1 strike. Prince and Otterbein Cardinal at the Division III level. Ben Beachy at the plate in Otterbein Cardinal. These two teammates and actually roommates as well. Beachy laughing before the game that it'd be weird to hit against Prince. Prince got the best of him in the first inning with a strikeout looking. Beachy got a little bit of a revenge with an RBI double in the third. And now the 2-1 to Beachy. A ground ball toward third. The play made by the third baseman Pimentel. He fires across the diamond, and Beachy is retired here in the sixth. And that'll bring up Ryan Park for the Scouts. Park, an RBI double his last time up in the third. He grounded out to the second baseman Hahn in the first inning. Park now 8 for 30 on the year. As Park having some bat issues as he went to the plate, and that bat is broken. He'll receive a new one from Aaron Takis in the dugout and step to the plate as a lefty. Park, a switch hitter for the Xenia Scouts team. Well, that lefty against the righty Prince, The first pitch to Park, a bunt down the third baseline, and that's going to roll foul. No balls and 1 strike.
Quick update here. Copperheads game is actually 7-0 now in favor of Galleon. So the Scouts, if they can pick up a win here, will pick up a game on the Copperheads in the standings, which will be key especially, unfortunately, if looks like Cincinnati picking up that first game against Grand Lake. They're not going to go down today. They could actually move up with the 2 wins. The
Scouts 4-6 on the season, of course. The Copperheads 6-4 coming into tonight. Now the 0-1. Catches the outside corner, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Park.
I got another update. Hamilton Joes tweeted, so about that tie, ... Locos batting 6 runs and take a hefty lead, 6-0 at Lima in the 5th.
And now the 0-2 to Park, a curveball just outside, maybe a little high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Hamilton Joes just below the Scouts in the standings at 3-6 in the Southern Division. Scouts at 4-6. The 1-2 pitch to Park, a fastball outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Park, I mentioned him being a switch hitter. In the warm-ups, he actually takes an equal amount of reps from both sides of the plate. So during batting practice, he'll take, for example, and now the 2-2, a slider low and inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So he'll take his cuts from the right side, step out, whoever else is in his group. The next batter steps in, and Park steps right back in after that round and takes his hacks from the left side. He said he's never done it that way before. Manager Bubba Cates says he loves his switch hitters to get an equal amount of reps from both sides, keep it even.
Great way to think about it.
Now the 3-2 to Park, a curveball fouled off behind the plate. Will stay at 3-2.
Big hack there by Park. Foul ball straight back into the screen. Staying alive there. And a pitch that, if you had taken that, that would probably be pretty borderline there.
Park says at school he normally he likes the left side better, so he takes 3 reps from the left and then another 2 reps from the right. Now the 3-2, a slider low and inside. Park walks, and he's on for the second time today. 1 down here in the 6th.
And that had been Park, actually the last base runner that the Scouts had. His RBI double back in the 3rd. Since then, it had been 8 in a row retired by the starter, Craig Prince. But the Scouts with a base runner on now for Jordan Lambert.
Lambert comes up 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out his last time up in the 3rd as he takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Lambert coming into tonight led the Scouts in actually quite a few categories. Average at 324, hits at 11, doubles at 2 as Park dives back safely at first. Prince throws over. Lambert also 4 for 4 in stolen bases. So once he gets on, he leads the Scouts in the stolen base category. And now the 0-1 to Jordan Lambert. A fastball misses high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-1, the Xenia Scouts lead over the Settlers here in the top half of the 6th inning. 2 runs in the 3rd for the Scouts after the Settlers got on the board first with a solo shot from Andrew Avila in the 1st. Now the 1-1 from Prince. A slider inside. Lambert goes fishing. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that slider, it's been the money pitch all day for Craig Prince. And like you said, for our guys, most of them batting from the left side, that just comes in and breaks to the feet and looks like a fastball. And, it's looked bad, but just a really good pitch.
The 1-2, a swing and a miss on a curveball. Lambert goes down swinging for the 2nd time tonight, the 11th. Strikeout for Craig Prince, and there's 2 down here in the 6th.
Once again, just throwing him off, a breaking pitch there. Jordan Lambert took a big hack, but swinging right through that one. So another strikeout on the board, make that 11.
Yes, sir.
And Craig Prince playing from behind, but continues to just look like really having a day out there.
And now Ring fouls a curveball down the first baseline. No balls and 1 strike. Donald Ring 0 for 2 tonight. 2 strikeouts. A strikeout swinging in the 2nd and the 4th. The junior from Hillsdale College has been out of the lineup the past few nights, hoping to get it going tonight and just hasn't yet. The 0-1, a curveball at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes to Donald Ring. That's been the problem for Ring tonight, behind in counts, along with so many of these Xenia Scouts hitters. Park on first for the Scouts, the 0-2 pitch. A fastball, skied towards center field. The center fielder, Craig Lewis, settles under it, and that'll do it for the Scouts here in the top half of the 6th inning. Heading to the home half of the 6th, the Scouts lead 2-1 here in the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Now batting for your Settlers.
To the home half of the sixth inning we go here at Don Edwards Park. A 2-1 Xenia Scouts lead over the Settlers here in Licking County, Ohio. Craig Lewis, the top of the order for the Settlers, comes at in the sixth. Noah Hahn and Andrew Avila will follow behind him as Zach Wallace is still on the mound for the Scouts. The first pitch to Lewis is a ball in the dirt, 1-0. Lewis, the lefty. Now the 1-0 pitch lined down the right field line, but foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Craig Lewis. Lewis 0 for 2 on the night, but came into tonight's contest tied for 24th in the league in average at 349, 13th in hits with 15, and tied for 9th in the league in doubles with 4. The 1-1, a blooper toward left center field on Dina's not going to get there. He fields it on a hop, and Craig Lewis is on with a leadoff single. Only the third hit for the Settlers here tonight, but of course the first hit of the ball game was an Andrew Avila solo home run that put the Settlers on the board. Now Noah Hahn will step to the plate for the Settlers. He's 0 for 2 today. A line shot to Beachy his last time up in the third inning. And now Bubba Cates is going to come out and visit with Zach Wallace. The question is, will he make a pitching change? I don't think he's going to. I think he's just going to talk to Wallace, as the Scouts do have someone warming up in the bullpen. Unfortunately, from my view, I cannot see who it is. And Cates will not call to the bullpen. He's just going to talk with his infield. A 2-1 Scouts lead here in the bottom half of the sixth inning. Noah Hahn at the plate for the Settlers in the 2-hole today for Licking County. Bubba Cates, the reigning manager of the year here in the Great Lakes League, having a pretty lengthy discussion with his infield. And I'm thinking Bubba Cates might be talking about the strategy for the bunt if Noah Hahn lays one down. As in a 1-run game here, Hahn just might try to move Lewis over to second. Lewis also has some speed at first base, 4 for 5 on stolen bases thus far this year. Hahn, the lefty, steps in the box. Joey Roddy at the hot corner, playing in. Lottenville, of course, holding Lewis on at first, and then he'll step in front of the bag as well. Wallace throws over to first. Lottenville applies the tag as Lewis was standing on the base. Lewis's 4 stolen bases lead the Settlers team. Now the first pitch to Hahn. A swing, a ground ball. It hits Lewis. He is out. And now Hahn will obviously stay on first, but boy, did the Scouts catch a break there. A hard ground ball through the 4-hole between first and second. Just happens to hit Craig Lewis on the foot. And there's one down here in the 6th. As Andrew Avila steps to the plate. Avila, of course, the solo home run in the first inning. He was hit by a pitch his last time up in the 4th. Wallace throws over to first. Hahn back easily. Andrew Avila, his 2nd home run of the season tonight. He was 46th in the Great Lakes League in slugging percentage with .421 coming into tonight. The first pitch to Avila, curveball at the knee, strike 1. Avila steps back in, taps the plate as the Scouts lead 2-1 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Settlers with 1 on and 1 out. The 0-1. A curveball this time high at the chin. 1 ball and 1 strike to Andrew Avila. Wallace still dealing on the mound for the Scouts. Clinging to a 2-1 lead here in the bottom half of the 6th. Wallace throws over to first once again. Andrew Avila, a native of Lake Stevens, Washington, plays his college ball at Bradley University as the 1-1 pitch is inside. Park fires down to second, and they got him at second base. Noah Hahn is caught stealing by Ryan Park, and there's 2 down here in the 6th. A great throw from Ryan Park after a high curveball from Zach Wallace. Noah Hahn did not get a good jump at first base.
So just like that, 2 away. And an opportunity to get out of this 6th inning here for Zach Wallace and put up his 5th straight goose egg on the board and what has been a great start so far.
Now the 1-1 pitch to Avila. A fastball fouled off behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Andrew Avila, And boy, the Scouts caught a break. Noah Hahn on the ground ball through the first and second base hole. The ball hits the batter Lewis for the first out of the inning. Now the 2-2 pitch. A chopper toward third. Roddy cannot pick it out of the dirt. Joey Roddy makes his 3rd error in the past 2 games. And Avila reaches for the 3rd time today with 2 down here in the 6th.
A tough one for Joey Roddy. And just once again, just like we saw the other time, a ball that really could have been Ben Beachy's. But Roddy charging in and unfortunately just unable to scoop that out on the run. So the inning continues. 1 on and 2 out now for Luke Shadid.
Shadid steps to the plate 0 for 2 on the day. The first pitch to him is a fastball low. A good block from Park to keep the runner Avila at first. 1 ball and no strikes. Shadid 3rd on this Settlers team in hits. 12 for 33 on the year. A 364 average. Now the 1-0 pitch. A chopper toward third. This time Roddy fields it on a hop. Fires across the diamond. And that'll do it for the Settlers here in the 6th inning. A 2-1 Scouts lead as we head to the 7th. Andrew Alex will take you the rest of the way. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
We are back here for the top of the 7th inning. Andrew Alex here alongside Gabe Genovesi. And a new pitcher in for the Licking County Settlers as the Scouts lead the Settlers 2-1 now. The pitcher, Jesse Ellison. Ellison from the University of Montevallo, a lefty. He comes in 3 appearances so far, 4 innings pitched. He's allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a 4.50 ERA. The lefty has struck out 5 and walked 2. First pitch to Joey Roddy. That one's in there for a called strike. Roddy is 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a ground out for the third baseman from The Ohio State University. The lefty Ellison delivers the 0-1 pitch, and Roddy grounds that one over towards first. One hop into the glove of the first baseman, Sebastian Samuels. He'll step on the bag. Out number 1, mark it down as a 3 unassisted, and 1 away for the Scouts here in the top of the 7th. It's going to bring Caden Owens to the plate. Owens, not the greatest day for him so far. A couple of strikeouts, but like we said, still just trying to get into the groove of things after being on the shelf for the first couple of games. So Caden Owens, he awaits the first pitch here. Way on the outside from Ellison. 1 ball, no strikes to count with 1 away here in the top of the 7th. Owens came into the game a .250 hitter, 1 double, 1 RBI. 1-0. And that one skied high on the infield. Looks like it's going to go into foul territory. Sebastian Samuels takes a couple of steps into foul territory and makes the grab. Mark it down as an F3. That's out number 2. 2 quick outs for the reliever, Jesse Ellison. Now Ange Bourgeois going to head to the plate. So the first 2 outs, a ground out to first and a fly out to first in foul territory. And now Ange Bourgeois, as the Scouts try to get some kind of 2-out rally going. Bourgeois 0 for 2 on the day as well. Went down looking his first time up, grounded out to second. His second time up at first pitch, probably a change-up there. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Bourgeois, the native of Salt Lake City, Utah. He bats from the left side against the southpaw Jesse Ellison. The 0-1 pitch, way on the outside. Evens the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Gabe mentioned it earlier. Bourgeois has reached base in every contest he has appeared in so far this season. Well, in the 7th inning here, still yet to reach, and he will be hard-pressed to keep that streak going. But a ball and a strike here. 2 away in the top of the 7th. 2-1 Xenia Scouts is your score. Bourgeois steps back in. He awaits the 1-1 pitch. And breaking ball on the outside, ball number 2. And Bourgeois, we know that they played for Biola University in the spring, and of course the NAIA school located out in California, the home of former Scouts All-Star Jeremy Barth. 2-1. That one finds the outside part of the plate, a called strike 2. So the count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away here in the top of the 7th. The Scouts lead this game 2-1. Bourgeois waits. The 2-2 pitch coming now. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that is going to do it for the Scouts in the top of the 7th. They go down in order for the 5th inning of this game so far, but they still have the lead. 2-1 is the score. We are in the middle of the 7th inning. 2-1 Scouts is your score. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the 7th we go, and a new pitcher in for the Xenia Scouts. That pitcher is Alex Worthington. And Worthington, the first pitch here from the lefty. That one is low and away. Ball number 1. Worthington, who came a little late into the season from Bellevue College in Bellevue, Washington on the year. 2 2/3 innings pitched, an ERA of 20.25. He delivers fastball right down the pipe. A called strike 1. He was the count up 2-2. Worthington allowed 6 runs, all of them earned. In 2 2/3 innings pitched, he walked 4 and struck out 2. An 0-1 record on the year thus far. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Worthington, and that one just missing on the outside. Moves the count 2 balls and a strike. The batter is Sebastian Samuels. Samuels has really gotten under a couple balls, but both fly outs, 1 to center and 1 to right. 2-1. And that one fouled straight back. Evens the count up 2-2. Samuels from Montevallo College. When you think of Montevallo College, you got to think of former Chuyak Eagle River Chinook. That's the AIA team in Alaska. Matt Ferrudo. Ferrudo, who transferred from UAB Birmingham. As the 2-2 pitch coming now, and Worthington missing way on the outside. Matt Ferrudo, who batted .234 with 15 RBIs in Alaska, he played pretty well for Montevallo, batting .360, led the team in average, ranked 4th nationally in RBIs, as that one's a hard hit ball over to short. It's going to handcuff Beachy off the glove. He throws over to first. Lottenville scoops it out of the dirt. Ben Beachy got a rocket right at him, but he was able, after not being able to glove the ball on the first hop, picks it up, rockets it to first, and a good job by the first baseman, Dylan Lottenville, to scoop it out. So call that out number 1. And a dramatic one, but an out nonetheless. And now with 1 away, it's going to bring Jimmy Peck to the plate. And now that I'm thinking about it, kind of strange, right? The catcher for the Settlers, Peck. Catcher for the Scouts, Park. Pretty close stuff we got there. Just 2 letters away, out of 4, though. First pitch, fastball, off the plate, ball 1. Peck on the day, he has grounded out twice, 1 to short and 1 to second. Peck, the catcher from Flagler College, came in batting at a 158 mark. The 1-0 pitch, and that one's grounded over towards second. Scooping it up is Ange Bourgeois. He throws over to first in time for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for Alex Worthington. And if you are a Scouts fan that saw how Worthington struggled in his first appearance with the Xenia Ball Club, this is some reassuring stuff to see him get 2 outs very quickly here. So now with 2 away here for the Settlers, it's going to bring up Michael Piscores to the plate. Piscores is 1 for 2 on the day. A single in the second, a strikeout in the 5th. First pitch, low and away. Ball number 1. Piscores from the University of Tampa. Tampa, a Division II program that actually won the Division II National Championship back in 2015. 1-0. That one finds the zone. Just catching the outside part of the plate there. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 Xenia is your score. Worthington looks to the catcher, Park, the pitch, and that one fouled straight back over the fence. The count moves 1-2, and Worthington 1 strike away here from slamming the door on the Settlers here in the bottom of the 7th. Piscores bats from the right side against the southpaw, Alex Worthington. Is time called there. One ball, 2 strikes with 2 away. Worthington, he sets and delivers, and that one in the dirt. It's actually going to get under the legs of Ryan Park. So he might have tried to put everything he had on that one and just lost a little bit of control, is the best explanation we have for that one, as that ball probably hitting the ground in the grass before even getting to the dirt. 2-2 now. Worthington. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, just missing, low and away. So the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. As time called yet again, Worthington, his first inning of work here, retired the first 2 batters he saw on ground downs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch, and that one just missing on the outside. A full count walk puts the first base runner for Licking County aboard here in the home half of the 7th. And now Miguel Pimentel going to come to the plate for Licking County. The score is 2-1, so the tying run, obviously, the only runner on in Michael Piscor's. Miguel Pimentel at the plate represents the go-ahead run. The sun setting here as first pitch from Worthington, low and away, ball 1.
And that's the 3rd pitch in a row we've seen low in the dirt from Worthington. And yep, Coach Corey Coobs sees it as well. He's going to come out and talk to the young pitcher.
Yeah, Corey Coobs definitely walking with a strut right now. He does not like what he sees these last couple of pitches from Worthington and just trying to calm him down, get him to settle in. He's doing well to start the inning.
That's exactly what I was going to say, especially after starting well, getting a couple quick outs, not throwing a lot of pitches. He's ahead in the count 1-2 on the last batter, and unfortunately he gave up the walk, and now the first pitch to Pimentel way low as well, so he just figured he'd go out and have a conversation.
So a ball, no strikes to Miguel Pimentel. Pimentel is 0 for 1 on the day. He walked back in the 5th. And that one, 1-0 delivered high. 2 balls and no strikes to Miguel Pimentel. Pimentel came into the game batting .267. 1 home run, 3 RBIs. He has struck out 8 times. A 2-0. That one does find the zone outside part of the plate. Taken all the way there, moves the count 2 balls, 1 strike, with a runner on first and 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Pimentel from Lee University. He bats from the right side against the southpaw Worthington. 2-1. And breaking ball just missing off the plate, says the home plate umpire Brian Fick. So 3-1 the count, and if you're Miguel Pimentel, you are looking for a pitch to hit here. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. The count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The second straight full count now for Alex Worthington. Looking to put up the 6th consecutive scoreless frame for the Xenia Scouts. 3 balls and 2 strikes, but 2 away. The runner goes. And that one outside ball 4. So Alex Worthington retires the first 2 guys he sees. But then a couple of straight walks means a couple of ducks on the pond for Carl Turner, a very dangerous hitter in that 9-hole. And then after that for Licking County, it doesn't get any easier as you head to the top of the order.
And we saw this struggle a little from Worthington in his first start. 4 walks and 2 2/3 innings pitched. When he can pound the strike zone, he gets outs. But when he struggles and he tries to overpower, he throws a little low. In the first game was actually high and outside he was missing. And now 2 on and 2 out. He's really got to get out of a jam here.
First pitch, and that one's lifted high to deep left center field. Going back to center fielder Andina. He's going to come under it, make the grab for out number 3. Francisco Andina looked like he had almost lost that one. And let me tell you, that ball was hammered. But Andina getting there and catching it low to the ground, basket catch style. And that is out number 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. So no runs on no hits and 2 men left aboard for the Licking County Settlers. In the bottom of the 7th, we have played 7. The Scouts lead by a score 2-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Dylan Luttenville.
So we go to the 8th inning of baseball here at Don Edwards Park in Newark, Ohio, and a beautiful sun setting on a gorgeous night here in Newark. It's going to be Luttenville, Andina, and Ben Beachy to the plate for the Scouts as they lead 2-1. First pitch to Dylan Luttenville. That one's upstairs, ball 1. Dylan, he's 0 for 1 on the day, struck out his last time up, got hit by a pitch his first time up, ended up stealing a base and coming around to score on an RBI double off the bat of Ben Beachy. 1-0 pitch. Upstairs yet again. The count moves 2 balls and no strikes. Luttenville came into the game batting $115. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Big hack there by Luttenville. That's Luttenville taking a home run swing there. I bet you he's aware of the fact that the wind's still blowing out towards left field. The Hillsdale Charger bats from the right side against the lefty is 2-1 delivers up and away. 3 balls and 1 strike moves the count.
And Luttenville shows nice patience there. He swung and missed at a fastball on the outside corner. The last pitch, that one just a little bit high and outside. Waits back, and now it's 3-1.
3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss again from Dylan. The count moves 3-2. Dylan Luttenville with the Hillsdale Chargers this past year. He appeared in 51 games, hitting .261. He had 6 home runs, driving in at 26 runs for the Hillsdale Chargers this past season. The 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Dylan Luttenville goes down swinging for out number 1, the second strikeout of the day.
And Luttenville got the couple fastballs he wanted there. One a little high at the chin, one chest high, just a bit inside. And he was hoping, like you said, to rope one out there over the left field wall, and unfortunately, he was just under both of them.
So with 1 away, Francisco Andina to the plate. He lays a bunt down the third base line. It hangs in there for about 45 feet before breaking foul. 0-1 goes the count here. We are on the top of the 8th inning. Xenia still leads Licking County by a score of 2-1. Andina is 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out his first time up, grounded out to short his second time up. Scouts, well, let's be frank, they need insurance runs. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Showing bunt, but pulling back again is Francisco Andina, but that one right in there for a called strike 2. The count moves 0-2 now. Andina, we have seen him bunt for a hit a couple of times so far this season. 0-2 now. Here's the pitch. And swung on and missed, strike 3. Francisco Andina goes down swinging, the 3rd straight strikeout for Jesse Ellefson. And that is 14 Ks on the day so far for these Xenia Scouts.
And Ellefson just blowing that fastball by Luttenville and Andina the past couple at-bats. We'll see if Beachy can catch up to it here.
First pitch to Ben Beachy. Upstairs, ball 1. Beachy is 1 for 3 on the day. His 1 hit in RBI double that put the Scouts' first run on the board. He was driven in 1 batter later. An RBI double from Ryan Park. A 1-0 pitch. That one finds the zone. Evens the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Beachy, the team leader in RBIs now with 10. The 1-1 pitch now. That one low and away. So Beachy now ahead in this count, 2-1.
And that was one of the first breaking balls we've seen from Ellefson. That one broke quite a bit down low in the zone. We'll see if he comes back with it, because that looked like a fastball to me most of the way.
2 balls and 1 strike with 2 away here. Ellefson, the 2-1 pitch. And that one finds the zone. A strike on the inside. Pitch actually got away from the catcher, James Peck. So a ball that I assumed off the bat was on the inside for ball 3, but the home plate umpire gives a little bit of a delayed call there. Now the count's even. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Ellefson, the 2-2 pitch. That one in there for a call and strike 3, and he has struck out the side. The Scouts, they have been punched out left and right here. No runs on no hits and nobody left aboard for Xenia in the top of the 8th. We have reached the middle of the 8th. The Scouts still lead by a score of 2-1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Now batting number 7, Craig Lewis.
Bottom 8th, and Alex Worthington in for his second inning of work. First pitch. That one finds the zone. A called strike 1. The batter is Craig Lewis. Lewis is 1 for 3 on the day. He's singled back in the 6th off of Zach Wallace. One of 4 hits allowed by Wallace in the game. So, in his innings of work. And that one comes on the inside, and Craig Lewis seems to think that hit him, but the umpire just did not signal anything. So Lewis, who was already at first by the time when he turned around, and the home plate umpire, Brian Fick, said, "Not so fast, buddy. Come on back. The count's just 1 ball, 1 strike."
I mean, he was 100% sure that ball hit him. He dropped his bat and jogged straight to first.
So all it is a ball and a strike, but Craig Lewis, a very dangerous hitter. 349 coming into today. A couple of home runs, 4 doubles, and a triple as well. 1-1 pitch. That one is on the outside. Ball number 2.
And just a quick update, the Copperheads now down 12-0 in Gallion, so they will take the loss tonight, and the Joes down 6-1 in the 7th, so that one not quite over.
2-1 pitch in the dirt, ball 3. So after a good first pitch from Worthington, it's been missing left and right here, and now a chance to put the tying run on base here if he doesn't throw a strike. 3-1, and that ball is roped to center field, chasing back on Dina. That one's going to go over his head and to the wall. Rounding first and heading for second is Craig Lewis. He's going to go for third. The throw to third will be way over the head, and he's going to round third and head home. Coming home, and he will get there safely. And as a result of errors, Craig Lewis, an inside the park home run, really just a triple with an error on the throw, as the throw from Ben Beachy to Joey Roddy sailed way over the head of Roddy, and it was just, and there was just no chance. So the game's tied at 2, and that is not what you are looking for. If you are the Xenia Scouts, call it a triple with an error.
And after a fantastic game pitching on the mound for Zach Wallace and a good inning by Alex Worthington, you just can't give the leadoff hitter for the Settlers, who has now, well, he had 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. Count that as a triple, his second of the year.
Ground ball over towards second. Bourgeois fields it, throws to first in time, out number 1. But
you just can't give him a fastball right at the chest. Andina had no chance. Way over his head, that ball hit on the warning track, so at about 370. And a good job from Lewis hustling all the way around the bases. Let's hope Worthington can bounce back as he did there with the ground out, get out of this inning, and let's see if the Scouts can get 1 in the 9th.
So 1 away now, and the batter's Andrew Ivanella. First pitch, breaking ball, finds the outside part of the plate, called strike 1. I should say Ivelia is how you pronounce the name, but Ivelia has reached base actually all 3 times. His first time up, a solo home run hit by a pitch. His second time up, reached on an error. His third time up, but he hits one over to third. Joey Roddy is unable to handle it. So for the second time now, Andrew Ivelia reaches because Joey Roddy unable to make the play over to third.
Roddy's second error tonight. He had 2 the other night as well. Kind of struggling over there at the hot corner. We've seen Joey Roddy make great plays over there at third before, though. He's going to have to forget about it and settle in because there's only 1 down here in the 8th.
And Bubba Cates is going to come out to the mound, and this is probably going to be it for Alex Worthington. We can expect Caden Owens to come out from right field, pitch a couple innings for these Xenia Scouts. And we are waiting for that to actually be confirmed if Cates is going to make the move.
I don't think he's going to make the move. He hasn't looked to right. The reason we say Caden Owens is because Owens was warming up in the bullpen last inning.
This is true.
And I don't think he's going to make the move. I think he's going to talk to Worthington. You got 1 out here. The go-ahead run on first, excuse me. Get a ground ball here. Try to get out of the inning.
And the home plate umpire coming out to have a word.
I would not be surprised to see Andrew Avila try to take off just to get in scoring position.
So it's a runner at first base and 1 out for Luke Shadid. Shadid is 0 for 3 on the day. A couple of ground outs, 1 to third, 1 to short. He also flew out to left field. We are all tied up at 2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Throw over, and that one almost gets past Dylan Lottenville. A sigh of relief for everyone associated with the Scouts.
A great play by Lottenville to hop over the runner Ivelia and make that grab.
First pitch to Shadid. Curveball finds the zone, strike 1.
Just at the knees, a good breaking ball from Worthington.
Shadid from Bradley University awaits the 0-1. And that one going to be low, even at the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Shadid came into this game batting .364, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. He also walked 7 times, so an oddity that he has not reached base yet as the 1-1 pitch clips the corner of the plate, moves the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sound like Porky Pig. So 1-2 now. Worthington sets and delivers. And breaking ball off the plate evens up the count 2-2. Worthington, the southpaw, against Shadid, who hits from the right side.
And we've seen Worthington paint that outside corner with the fastball. He has not hit it with the curveball yet. His curveballs have dropped for strikes in the middle of the plate at the knees.
Here's 2-2. And that one just fouled back over the third base side. The count's going to stay at 2-2. It's Shadid and then Sebastian Samuels on deck. James Peak in the hole. It's a runner on first and 1 out here. The runner at first, Andrew Ivelia. He represents the go-ahead run for the Settlers in this ball game. 2-2 pitch. And that one in the dirt. Throw from Ryan Park over to second. Not going to get there in time. So a ball in the dirt gets away from Park, or not even away from him because he blocked it, but it got in front of him. And the runner at first, Ivelia, quickly taking advantage. The count full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes, as looks like Andrew Ivelia might be a little bit shaken up, sliding funny into second or something like that.
A good block from Park, as you mentioned, to keep it in front of him. He just wasn't expecting Ivelia to go. He couldn't find the ball for a second, and the throw was just a bit late. And now Ivelia, as you mentioned, comes up hopping a little. I wonder if he did something to his ankle or his foot on the slide.
3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away here. A base hit would give Licking County the lead. A 3-2 pitch. Inside ball 4. And there are now 2 ducks on the pond for Licking County. And a very powerful hitter at the plate in Sebastian Samuels. And we will see if Worthington is given the opportunity to finish this inning himself.
Worthington now, through an inning and a third, has walked 3 settlers.
And it looks like it'll be Worthington. So runner at first and second here. As time called. Ryan Park going to head out to the mound to have a word.
And Park wants a word with everybody. He pulled the whole infield in.
And Kate's going to come out. And he is going to... We'll see if Cates is going to make the call. If he's calling in Caden Owens, it's going to require an explanation. A double switch of some sort, and it looks like that.
That's what's going to happen.
Is going to be what happens. So Cates is going to call in Caden Owens, and we're going to step off while he does it. 2-2 the score, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Runners at first and second for Licking County. So a big moment here in a pitching change. It'll be Caden Owens. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. So a big switch here for the Scouts as runners at first and second with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. We are all tied up at 2, and Public Gates calling for the double switch. Caden Owens moves from right field. He is going to pitch now. Dylan Lottenville heads from first out to right field, and Kyle Casserly is now in the game at first base. First pitch to Sebastian Samuels in there for a called strike 1.
And Caden Owens loves that curveball. He'll come with that every time, not afraid to come with it on the first pitch.
0-1 the count here with 1 away. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Curveball again, outside part of the plate. Sebastian Samuels, who is 0 for 3 on the day so far, now behind in this game, count 0-2 against Caden Owens, who is trying to keep the tie intact.
And Owens has been dominant for the Scouts late in games. 4 2/3 innings pitched, no runs given up.
The 0-2 delivery from Owens. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Caden Owens gets him swinging on the big curveball and the crucial out number 2. As Owens trying to keep the Scouts' chances intact. And now it's James Peak to the plate with 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Owens just struck out Sebastian Samuels on 3 pitches. Lefty-righty matchup, first pitch curveball. Finds the inside part of the plate, a called strike, and Caden Owens, who was on the shelf for a couple of days with an injury, coming back, and that curveball looking as good as we have seen all year long early here in his relief appearance. 0-1 the count. Pitch. Curveball again. In there for a called strike. 5 straight curveballs, all for strikes from Caden Owens.
And that curveball is so hard to hit because it starts so high and it's got that 12-6 action all the way down to the knees.
Well, let's see if he goes for the curveball here. 0-2 with 2 away. Runners at first and second. The pitch. And that one fastball just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes moves the count.
And I like the pitch selection from Corey Coobs. All curveballs, not expecting it. Try to blow it by him, and Owens just missed off the outside edge.
Yeah, I knew Coobs wasn't going to go with the curveball again there. I just got to try to throw him off. 1-2 now, though. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Caden Owens comes and shuts the door on the Settlers, getting the Scouts out of a jam. But 1 run comes home for Licking County. That's 1 run on 1 hit and 2 men left aboard. We have played 8 innings of baseball here in Newark, Ohio. The Scouts and the Settlers, they're all tied up at 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The 9th inning of baseball here at Don Edwards Park in Newark, Ohio. The Scouts and the Licking County Settlers all tied up at 2. It'll be Ryan Park to the plate to get things going. He'll be followed by Jordan Lambert and Kyle Casserly. Park, 1 hit on the day. First pitch, fouls that one straight back into the screen. 0-1 goes the count. Park is, like I said, 1 for 2. He grounded out his first time up, an RBI double. His second time up, his third time up, back in the 6th. He walked, so the only scout to reach base twice today. 0-1. Curveball upstairs and away. Close pitch, but no call there. Evens up the count 1-1. Park, the catcher from Fullerton, California. He awaits 1-1 now. Here's the pitch. And that one just getting a piece of Park's bat as he checked his swing, and that's a tough one. As when you say you check your swing, he literally just flinched. Moved the elbow in a little bit, and it just caught a piece of the bat. So that pitch clearly was about to be upstairs and in. But instead, a foul ball moves the count 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And that one, curveball, grounded over towards first. And scooping it up right in front of the bag is Sebastian Samuels. He'll make the tag on Ryan Park in the baseline. Mark it down as a 3 unassisted and 1 away here for the Scouts at the top of the 9th.
Jordan Lambert is due for a hit. The best batting average on this team coming into this one at .324 is 0 for 3 today with a couple of strikeouts. Let's see if he can take advantage.
The Scouts have managed 2 hits today. First pitch to Jordan Lambert. Foul tip called strike. 0-1 the count. Lambert has gone 0 for 3 today. He struck out swinging twice and 1 grounded as well. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball upstairs. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. The Scouts have, like I said, just 2 hits today. Only 4 base runners in total. 1-1. Lambert tries to check his swing, and they'll say that he did check it. The count moves 2 balls and a strike. The Scouts just trying to get a duck on the pond here. Kyle Casserly is in the on-deck circle. He came in as a result of the double switch, so Donald Ring out of the game now. 2-1, the pitch. And Lambert hits that one high in the air, foul territory on the left field side. An absolute smack. And that was one of those foul ball home runs, but just a foul ball at the end of the day. So the count evens up 2-2 with 1 away here in the top of the 9th.
And Lambert's seen mainly off-speed pitches in this at-bat. I think he's going to get the fastball he's looking for.
The 2-2 pitch. And Lambert rips that one into the glove of the second baseman, Noah Hahn. Lambert hits the ball very hard, but just happens to be at somebody. And now, mark that down as an F4 in your books. And with 2 away, the Scouts' last hope of winning this game in regulation lies on the bat of Kyle Casserly. Casserly bats from the left side against the southpaw. Here's the first pitch. Cass holds off, ball low and away. Count moves 1-0.
And that's a good early sign for Casserly. He chased that curveball several times against the Ironman a couple days ago. He lays off that one below the knees there.
The 1-0 pitch coming now. Casserly watches up and away, ball 2. Joey Roddy is on deck if Casserly can get aboard. 2 balls, no strikes. Casserly did strike out a number of times yesterday, but we saw a big double from him. The 2-0 pitch. Upstairs, ball 3.
That fastball misses just high at about the chin of Casserly. Now he's way ahead 3-0.
3 balls, no strikes here. The Scouts looking to get the go-ahead run aboard. Here's the pitch. And that one low and in, ball 4. So the Scouts have the go-ahead run on the table. And it's going to be Joey Roddy to the plate to try to keep this game going. So Casserly walks. And now it's going to be a favorable lefty-righty matchup in favor of the batter, Joey Roddy. Roddy, who is 0 for 3 today, he has struck out and grounded out twice. First pitch. Fastball outside part of the plate, a called strike taken all the way there by Roddy. Roddy doesn't like the call. But nothing in one goes the count. Strikeout has been the issue for Roddy all season. He has struck out 14 times so far in 2017 Xenia Scouts campaign. 0-1. Roddy takes same pitch, same spot, called strike.
And Joey Roddy just looks at the plate like, is that really catching the outside corner? It's hard to see.
Yeah, we can't tell you whether it's a good one or a bad one from here. All we know is it's close. And Joey Roddy not flinching on either of those pitches. So runner on first, no ball, 2 strikes, but 2 away here in the top of the 9th. We're all tied up at 2. The pitch. Upstairs and outside, throw back over to first to try to get Kyle Casserly, who is leading off the bag. Is going to be a little bit off the mark, but caught there by the first baseman, Sebastian Samuel. So the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Casserly saw the curveball way high, and you're right, took a few steps towards second like he was going to go just in case that ball got to the backstop. A good job by Peck behind the plate to hop out of his crouch and get that one.
The 1-2 delivery coming now. The pitch. And Joey Roddy hits that one on the ground towards third. It's followed by the third baseman. Throw over to first. He's going to get there in time anyway. So Joey Roddy hits one over to third, but the third baseman, Miguel Pimentel, he tries, but he cannot finish. So no runs on no hits and 1 man left aboard for Xenia in the top of the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th, all tied up at 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi, and we're all tied up at 2 here between the Scouts and the Licking County Settlers. It was 1 run for the Settlers in the bottom of the 1st off of a solo home run, but the Scouts responded with 2 runs in the top of the 3rd, and it was zeros across the board. His first pitch from Caden Owens in there for a called strike. It was zeros across the board until a triple off the bat of Craig Lewis with an error on the throw over to third, turned itself into an inside the park home run and tied this game up at 2. 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Strike number 2. Owens ahead in this count yet again. Caden Owens came in relief. He will face the 7, 8, 9 spots in the order for the Licking County Settlers. 0-2, the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 3. Caden Owens has struck out 3 Licking County Settlers in a row. And now 1 away for the Scouts as Owens looks to bring this game into extra innings with the score deadlocked at 2.
Owens on fire here early. 3 batters faced, 3 strikeouts for Caden Owens.
First pitch to Miguel Pimentel, curveball, finds the zone, a called strike. Caden Owens has been putting on a show since coming into this game with 1 out. He has struck out with 1 out in the 8th. He's struck out 3 in a row now. 0-1 the pitch. Fastball inside part of the plate, a called strike 2. So Caden Owens throwing nothing but strikes thus far. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 away. Pimentel bats from the right side against the southpaw Owens. The 0-2 pitch, and that one's a grounder over towards short. The shortstop Beachy picks it up, throws over to first in time for out number 2. So not a strikeout for Caden Owens, but an out all the same. And he is retired 4 in a row. Now the 9-man in the order, Carl Turner, to the plate as Owens tries to send this game to extra innings.
And Owens working very quickly on the mound, very efficient, not missing the strike zone a lot. And let's hope he can get this last out, and we'll head to the 10th.
So Turner steps in. He's 0 for 3 on the day. A .316 hitter. 1 double, 1 triple, 1 home run. First pitch from Owens, curveball. That one comes way on the inside. 1 ball, no strikes here with 2 away. Turner, the right fielder from Seton Hill University. 1-0. And that one fastball taken low. Count moves 2 balls and no strikes here.
The first time Caden Owens has been behind in a count tonight. Let's see how he responds.
2-0. And that one is skied high, foul territory, out of play, first base side. The count moves 2-1. Owens has made 4 outs so far. Attacked when he came into this game, curveball after curveball after curveball. 2 balls and 1 strike, the pitch, and that curveball is hit high in the air to shallow right field. Lottenville's going to call for it. He comes under it and makes the grab for out number 3. So we have played 9 innings, and it is not enough. 2-2 is your score, and free baseball ahead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Extra innings here at Don Edwards Park in Newark, Ohio. The Settlers and the Scouts going into extras. A new pitcher in for the Settlers. It's Tim Fox. Fox is a 12.15 ERA. Over 6 2/3 innings pitched. He has allowed 9 earned runs, struck out 3, and walked 8. And Caden Owens going to lead things off against him here in the top of the 10th inning. So Owens steps in. He awaits the first pitch from the righty. That pitch on the outside, ball 1.
Timothy Fox thus far this year, 6 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 7 hits, 10 runs, 9 of them earned, 8 walks, 3 strikeouts.
Indeed. The 1-0 pitch. And that one low and inside. And the key stat you hear there is 8 walks. And hopefully, if the Scouts could be patient at the plate, though hits have eluded them, maybe if they can get a guy with like Caden Owens, who's ahead in this count 2-0 now, on base, a little bit of a small ball could give the Scouts the lead yet again. The 2-0 pitch, and that one low and in the dirt, ball 3. So Tim Fox has been unable to find the zone through 3 pitches here, and Caden Owens likely to take all the way. Three and 0 now. Owens awaits. Here's the pitch. That one does find the zone. The get me across does just that, and the count moves 3-1.
And now if Owens gets another fastball here, expect him to take a hack. Anything off speed, I wouldn't be surprised to see Owens lay off ahead in the count 3-1.
3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They say yes, he did. So after being unable to find the zone the first 3, Tim Fox has worked his way back into this count against the Scouts' current pitcher, Caden Owens. 3-2 the count now. Tim Fox, the righty, against Owens, who bats from the left side. The 3-2 pitch. Owens fouls that one straight back over us. We're going to do 3-2 all over again.
And a good job by Owens just to fight and stay alive there. That one might have been a tad inside, but wouldn't have been surprised at all to see it called on the inside part of the plate.
The Scouts trying to win their 3rd ball game in a row. The 3-2 pitch again. And Owens ropes that one into right field, and that's going to drop at the warning track and roll the wall. Owens is rounding first and heading for second. The throw to second, it's going to be close. Sliding into second safely is Caden Owens. A lead-off double from the right fielder and pitcher from Jenks, Oklahoma, has the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Xenia Scouts.
And that's exactly what you were looking for if you're the Scouts, a leadoff double from Caden Owens. Almost the exact same thing we saw in Owens' first at-bat ever with the Scouts, just a line double down the right field line. It one hop the fence, and Owens slid in there. As you said, go-ahead run on second.
So the first hit of the ball game for Caden Owens, the first hit since the 3rd inning for the Xenia Scouts, and the Scouts with 3 hits today, all of them doubles. Have a runner at second here with nobody out in the top of the 10th. Owens, he leads from second. The batter, Ange Bourgeois. Bourgeois 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch to Ange Bourgeois, fouled straight back. 0-1 goes the count. Bourgeois, yesterday in the second contest, he started off 0 for 2 before singling in the 6th and coming around to score what would be an insurance run in that game. Also scored what would be, I believe, the winning run in the first game. So Bourgeois has been a clutch player the past couple of days. The 1, and that one in the dirt, and it's going to get behind the catcher. Caden Owens sees that the ball's not going very far, and unfortunately the catcher, James Peck, just actually ran into the umpire and wouldn't have been able to get to that ball. But
there's no way for Owens to know that. That ball was about 2 feet behind Peck. But,
it would have been close.
But if Owens would have taken off, he might have got there.
Yeah, you're right. But like you said, there's just no way Caden could have realized that that's what was going on. So 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Now remember, Tim Fox has been a little bit wild in the first couple of pitches we saw to Owens. If one gets past the catcher, look for Owens to try to get that 90 feet. As time is called here, Bourgeois bats from the right side from the left side against the righty. Owens leads from second. The 1-1 pitch. Upstairs and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike the count now.
If I had to guess, this is how Tim Fox is exit this year. Tim, you got some good stuff, but your control is shit. You need to play.
2-1 now.
Work on your man. Don't want somebody to
Bourgeois, the native of Salt Lake City, Utah. 2-1. And Bourgeois ropes that one into right field, and that's going to drop. Caden Owens is heading for rounding third, and he's heading home to third of the plate. It's going to be close. It's off the line. Caden Owens slides in safely. An RBI double off the bat of Ange Bourgeois, and the Scouts have taken a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 10th.
4 hits for the Scouts tonight, all 4 of them doubles. Ange Bourgeois comes through clutch once again, and the Scouts have a 3-2 lead here in the 10th.
And we talked about how he's been the money player the last couple of days, and the streak continues for Ange Bourgeois. And you look at the Scouts line so far this game, you have 4 hits, a team that has basically been shut down offensively, but just 2 pairs of 2 straight doubles to create 3 runs. And with nobody out still here, they're still going. And Dylan Lottenville, who's badly wanted something to hit these last couple of games, has a chance to do so here now and extend the Scout lead.
And you would love, like you said, 1 more insurance run with a runner on second and nobody down here in the 10th.
First pitch to Lottenville. That one, fastball at the knees, a called strike 1. Dylan is 0 for 2 today, a couple of strikeouts. He was hit by a pitch his first time up and coming around to score the first run of the game for the Scouts. The 0-1. Oh, swing and a miss. Lottenville quickly behind in this count, 0-2. It's Lottenville at the plate. Francisco Andina waits on deck. Whoever comes in to pitch for the Scouts, remember, will have to face the top of the Licking County order in the home half of this inning. So insurance runs are absolutely pivotal here if you're Xenia. No balls and 2 strikes. As time is called there, a long pause. A very, very long pause. Wind still blowing out towards left. Lottenville bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher. The 0-2 pitch. And Dylan swung on and missed. Strike 3. Dylan Lottenville goes down swinging for the 3rd time today. And now it's 1 away for the Scouts here in the top of the 10th. And Francisco Andina to the plate.
Scouts, number 5, Francisco Andina.
Francisco Andina. 0 for 2 on the day. 0 for 3, I should say. A couple of strikeouts. Has made some spectacular plays in the field for Xenia. First pitch to Andina, foul ball. Third base side out of play.
And I like the approach from Andina. Jump on the fastball early. It's exactly what Ange Bourgeois did in his at-bat as well. Time it up a little bit. Try to get your bat on the ball.
Almost a little bit surprised that Andina hasn't tried to lay down the bunt with the third baseman not playing too deep, but we've seen his speed. We've seen his effectiveness.
Andina has tried to lay down the bunt twice tonight. Both times it's just rolled foul. But you're right. I would not be surprised to see it here again. Maybe not with a strike on him now.
So 3-2 is the score. The runner at second, Ange Bourgeois. 1 out, 0-1 the count to Francisco Andina. Tim Fox delivers the 0-1, and that one off the plate, ball 1. Evens of the count, 1-1.
Andina's got to be careful with that corner. That one looked like it might have been a strike on the outside edge.
A close pitch, no doubt. A ball and a strike now to Francisco Andina. The top of the order awaits. 1-1. And fastball chest high in there for a called strike. And that one apparently just clipping the outside part of the plate.
And we'll see what Fox comes with here. It's been mainly fastballs thus far. Let's see if he tries to give a breaking ball to Andina ahead in the count 1-2.
And Andina awaits the 1-2 pitch now. Here it is. And that one just gotten a piece of their foul ball out of play third base side. We're going to stay at 1-2.
A good job by Andina. That pitch might have been a little low, but would have been on the outside corner. It depends on where the home plate umpire, Brian Fick, would have saw it. But you stay alive no matter what.
1-2 coming here again soon. Bourgeois leads for second. The pitch. And that one, a ground ball over towards third. Miguel Pimento throws over to first. In time, just in time to get Francisco Andina, and that was a close play over at first.
And, of course, first base coach Ross Yoder signaled safe. He wanted to call Andina. Just kind of looked toward the field umpire, Justin Bursch, like, ooh, I thought I might have beat that one out. But either way, there's two down.
Well, the world may never know whether he was safe or out, but we can actually go back and look at the videotape we got here, but who cares? Still a runner at second, now with 2 outs, and Ben Beachy at the top of the order, who has one of the Scouts' 4 hits today at the plate. First pitch to Beachy. Breaking ball in there for a called strike one.
And you can tell Beachy, every time a pitch catches the outside corner, he knows it's a strike. He just doesn't see that outside as well as he does anything over the middle or on the inside half of the plate.
Beachy 1 for 4 today, an RBI double in the third. He's also grounded out once and gone down looking twice. A 1 pitch. That one finds the zone. 0-2 goes the count. Beachy from Otterbein College, the roommate of the starting pitcher Craig Prince for the Licking County Settlers, who actually absolutely put on a display in that starting role earlier today. The 0-2 pitch. And Beachy just fouls that one back. We're going to stay at 0-2.
Good job by Beachy. That was a good curveball from Fox. Would have broke right over the inside half of the plate.
So we're going to stay at 0-2. It was a double from Caden Owens and a double from Ange Bourgeois that gave the Scouts their 1 run here. They're trying to tack on at least 1 more. Trying to give them a little bit of insurance for likely Caden Owens coming back. Trying to slam the door on this ball game. The 0-2 pitch. Beachy fouls that one hard out of play, right field side. Good job by Beachy staying alive. He's waiting for his pitch here, trying to work Tim Fox a little bit.
And that time with the 0-2 count, Beachy protects the outside corners. Just kind of flicks the bat out there and gets a piece of it.
Infield playing at regular depth. 0-2 the count with 2 away here in the top of the 10th. 3-2 is the score in favor of the Xenia Scouts. The runner at second, Ange Bourgeois. The 0-2 pitch again. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. The changeup gets him. And that's going to do it for the Scouts here in the top of the 10th. But 1 run on 2 hits. 1 man left aboard for Xenia in the top of the 10th. The Scouts will try to close the books on this one. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We head into the bottom of the 10th inning. The Scouts winning by a score of 3-2. And Caden Owens, who scored the go-ahead run in this game, comes out for the 10th inning with an opportunity to pick up the win as the pitcher. First pitch curveball. That one is high, ball one. Owens has faced the minimum thus far, striking out 3, not allowing a hit, not allowing a base runner, but he has to face the very talented top of this Licking County order with Craig Lewis, Noah Hahn, and Andrew Ivelia. The 1-0 pitch. That one, fastball, finds the zone, a called strike one. Craig Lewis tied this ball game in the 8th with a triple that turned into an inside the park home run on a throwing error by Ben Beachy. 1-1 pitch. Foul ball, straight back. Owens moves ahead in this count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Lewis has had the best jump on Caden Owens thus far in this at-bat. No one's really got a great piece of Owens.
1-2. Owens, he delivers. Swing and a miss. Drop, third strike, throw over to first in time. Caden Owens records strikeout number 4. And he is 2 outs away now. The 6th straight out for Caden Owens, who has proven that he is just one of the dominant arms that you'll see in this league. So now with 1 away, it's Noah Hahn to the plate. Hahn, 1 for 4. Has yet to face Owens. He's only hit a single back in the 6th. He ended up getting caught stealing. First pitch from Caden, that one low and below the knees. 1 ball and no strikes with 1 away here. Hahn from Denison came into the game batting .400, but not many extra base hits. Easy to classify Hahn as a singles hitter thus far. 1-0 fastball from Owens. That one down the heart of the plate. A called strike one. Evens the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away here in the bottom of the 10th. Hahn bats from the left side against the southpaw Caden Owens. The pitch, swing and a miss. And that one looks like actually a foul ball that was tipped straight back. So Owens ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes again. Caden, who has dirt all over his jersey from sliding into second on the double. Curveball in there for a called strike 3. Caden Owens gets Noah Hahn looking. His 5th strikeout in relief, his 2nd in a row, and he is 1 out away from shutting the door on this one.
13, Andrew Ivelia.
So it's Andrew Ivelia to the plate. Ivelia has reached base every time thus far. A solo home run in the 1st. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Reached on a couple errors, but his first pitch, that's a foul ball out of play. Third base side, so Owens ahead in this count, 0-1 now. Ivelia, a .263 hitter coming into this game. 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. 1 more of those home runs. Keep this ball game going and keep the hopes alive for this Licking County team. 0-1, and that one's grounded right back at Owens. Now it's deep in the 4-hole. Ange Bourgeois throws over to first. The throw to first will be in time, and that's all she wrote. The Scouts win by a score of 3-2 in 10 innings here in Newark, Ohio. And the words that come to mind, Gabe, when you think of this game, it's pitching, and you think about the work that Zach Wallace did on the mound, and then Caden Owens coming in relief. He strikes out 5. Does not allow a hit, ends up scoring the go-ahead run himself, following a double to get things going. And Caden Owens, a guy who we can tell was sorely missed when he was out for a couple of days with injury, Gabe.
And you said it all. I couldn't have said it any better. The pitching tonight for the Xenia Scouts, once again, a fantastic start from Zach Wallace. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts for Wallace. Worthington, again, had that one bad batter, Craig Lewis. It tied the game on the air. He struggled a little bit with the walks, but he was able to work an inning of relief in the 7th that was very good. That got us to the 8th. And then Caden Owens well, quite frankly, you can say the hero of this ball game. 2 2/3 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. He doubles to lead off the 10th inning. Ange Bourgeois, an RBI double to score him, and the Scouts have won 3 in a row on the road.
So now the Scouts record stands at 5-6 on the season. They will hopefully, if rain doesn't ruin it, have a chance to get their 4th win in a row and get back to 500 tomorrow back here at Don Edwards Park in Licking County. But there are positives and negatives out of every game. A lot of strikeouts we saw, not a lot of hits. The Scouts winning this game with 3 runs on 4 hits. It helps, but all your hits are doubles. And it helps when those doubles come in sets of 2 that happen one after another. But, a gritty game. The pitching really coming out strong. Got to talk about Zach Wallace. Wallace playing like an absolute all-star out there tonight. And what we can say about him is he will not get the win, but he certainly deserves it. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 1 run just on that solo home run back in the first, the only hiccup for Wallace. And the Scouts who, troubling at the plate today, but guys like Wallace and Caden Owens on the mound really picking up for it, keeping them in this game until ultimately they can come through in the end. So the Scouts picking up the W and a big one here in Licking County. Do you have any final thoughts, Gabe?
Going into tomorrow, I just look for what are we going to see out of starting pitching and pitching once again for the Scouts. Unfortunately, off the top of my head, I don't know who the starter will be.
It will be John
tomorrow.
Kopicki.
Kopicki on the mound for the Scouts. Unfortunately, I don't have his last outing in front of me as I'm trying to
I believe it
find it. I got it. John Kopicki, 4 innings pitched. That was against the Joes. You are correct. 4 hits allowed, 4 earned runs. He did strike out 3. But in his first outing, Kopicki pitched 4 innings. I believe only gave up 1 run. Maybe it was scoreless. Sorry, I don't have those numbers in front of me. But John Kopicki, the point is, a very talented pitcher. Hopefully he can come out strong to start the game for the Scouts tomorrow. But my biggest key is going to be, can the bats wake up? 4 hits tonight. You mentioned all the doubles. But normally that's not going to get it done. Great pitching from the Scouts here this evening. Gave the win on 4 hits, and we saw it in Lorraine too. A 2-1 victory, a 3-2 victory. The pitching was there. The bats were not. Hopefully those can wake up tomorrow. And like you said, barring some rain, and we were told this field holds a lot of rain, so we will hold off as long as possible. Possibly start late tomorrow as rain is scheduled all day on Friday. But hopefully we can get that game in and look to improve to 500.
So the final score, the Scouts 3, the Settlers 2, your winning pitcher, Caden Owens, your losing pitcher, Tim Fox. So that game just about summed it up. We are looking to be back here with you tomorrow. Hopefully, if barring rain, the game's set for 7:05 Eastern Time.
And one last update on the standings. The Joes lose. They go down to 3-7. We're 5-6 now. The Steam pick up 2 wins out of division today. They're 8-4. And with the Copperheads loss, they go down to 6-5. So the Scouts are only 1 game back of the Copperheads, and the Steam jumped the Copperheads into 2nd place. The Jazz were not in action tonight. They'll stay in 1st place at 6-3. So it's Jazz, Steam, Copperheads, Scouts, Joes, but the Scouts only 1 back of 3rd place.
Now remember, so the storyline that's built there is the Scouts with a series with the Copperheads coming in this weekend could either enter the game tied with the Copperheads, looking to pass the Copperheads, or regardless of what happens, it's going to be very close coming into that game. So that's just a storyline to watch as we head into the weekend. But I am Andrew Alix. He is Gabe Genovesi, and we thank you for riding this roller coaster with us here tonight. We wish you a pleasant evening, and God bless. We hope to see you tomorrow.